So if they don't just, they're not going to end the game. If they win a fight here, they end the game. But I think they might take one Rax and get back.
And welcome to Luna. You win a fight, it's usually like a free Rax right here.
Like all of Ame's heroes, right? Luna, TB, you win a fight, you take a Rax, you possibly take the game.
Butterfly is queued up, as they will fall back, so makes sense for LGD, not going to overdo it. Yeah, Gyrocopter, got to say, Ramsey's, his impact has felt a little underwhelming, hasn't it, as far... Alliance not helping, coming into play, Chalice running at them, pops his BKB, gets a taunt, up on a TA, trying to drag her forward, BKB was reacted, and she blinks in fact, she wants to kill out of this, Ame's in trouble, will be trapped up, and no one will help finish the job, so they do get a couple of kills, including the response at VIRTUS Pro though, in response at VIRTUS Pro, but they did use a Tonga, but they also, that point I was going to say, how worth it was it? Now killing Kunkka, I think you could say VIRTUS Pro
They did still lose the melee Rax, which hurts them, but luckily that tier 2 still stands top, so you can't just, LGD is definitely going to buy back in the LGD is definitely going to buy back in the Rax, I think.
Oh, they have to force it though. Oh, they have to force it though.
You have to at least force the buyback. You have to at least force the buyback to see what VP does. There's one buyback. There's one buyback. There's two, yes, there. Luna?
For Luna. For Luna. I was going to say, that's probably what the Luna now Kunkka's great at counter
catching Gil right. And just catching Gil right. They can't run away right. If Luna buys back, Kunkka is going to get an axe on one. Kunkka is going to get an hour later. So you have to get an hour later.
And then you have this guy.
You don't want to waste the Luna buyback, so you don't want to waste the Luna buyback, so he will die.
Oh yeah, it's worth it.
He will die.
Oh yeah, look at him. Space. Look at him. It's going to say space created. It's going to say space created.
Double siege unit.
Yeah, there you go.
Double siege
tier 4 is already at half life. Tier 4 is already at half life. Just about as you mentioned the siege units there. So they have to ultimately get back and defend that. 38 minutes in, LGD 9,000 ultimately get back and defend that. Luna did not have 38 minutes in, LGD 9,000
sacrificing himself just for that. And perfect. Now Roche is up. Obviously VP knows sacrificing himself. Still doesn't yet with that trap in there.
So all important third Roshan. That would mean refresher shard naturally on top of the refresher shard naturally on top of the cheese and the Aegis. Refresher shard this game, what, double standard. They have to get back and defend that at the end. So 38 minutes in, LGD 9,000
as well.
Just double Luna
everything feels so good. There's the butterfly.
Refresher shard this game, what, double stampede?
Double stampede probably the best one you can get. On the other side, double Luna ulti as well, just double Luna everything feels so good. And there's the butterfly.
Kunkka's level 25, I didn't notice what talent he got, but I assume it's not the Ghost Fleet.
Honestly, Butterfly not the best for like evasion this late in the game, right? TA has MKB and Gyro doesn't have to attack her to do damage, you know, with the flat cannon. They're gonna go for it, and they're doing it super quick now. All the bash though, no more bashes on TA.
Scan coming out. They're not going that way though. LGD's going the middle lane, but it will be a kill. Aegis is picked up by no one, and they're gonna spread out the items. So LGD could not find the time, and you just saw how fast they did it. There was really just no chance.
He got rid of his Dragon Lance instead of going for a Hurricane Pike instead of the Mask of Madness. All right. Just a little bit different, which means he's gonna go for another gigantic item. I'm not sure what, but.
On the Luna,
yeah, because I mean now you have a Mask of Madness at 40 minutes in the game. You're 6 slotted.
Just
Satanic, more than likely, yeah. Might see Spirit Vessel, obviously. Very good versus that. But you see it, that's unhealable damage, my friend. Range Drax will not heal up.
Favorite line. Unhealable damage. Luna level 25. And we'll keep an eye and see what item she gets next. That double Daedalus is just around the corner now. For Kunkka, that'll be a shrine kill though. They did get the top one earlier, so that's no more shrines now for LGD. And VP still has both of their shrines, to be fair. So this is, I mean, it was a 10, 11,000 net worth lead for LGD, and now we're down to 4K. So clearly, this is Bo solo. Oh, they want to respond though. Chalice, though, the call was a little awkward right there. The Hex comes out. T's on top pin. The BKB Warriors once again the call down, and they kill no one very quickly through that BKB. The ship's gonna land right as he resurrects. No, it did not. But still, the Eclipse is bouncing around. The Great Center is down by 3 heroes. The no one cleave isn't enough damage for Ramsey to the wall with the flag cannon. But Ame just seems too damn strong. They're going at him with the right clicks. No one versus Ame with plenty of support. Of course, they do take out Ame, and she's dead for 97 seconds. 113 on Kunkka. No buybacks to be had. We're not even done just yet, though. LGD knows this could be it, actually. Axe's in trouble. He goes down. They're trying to go Pacha at least. They're looking to go Pacha. TA did end up falling, and she's dead for 2 minutes as well. What a clash between the two teams.
Oh, and FY still going. Has Blink. This will be another kill.
They're going to get solo, aren't they? Yep. Triple kill for FY.
Wow.
And it's just Gyrocopter versus a bounty hunter and a lion after it's all said and done, man. God, they were just, that was a heavyweight fight at its finest right there.
That was such a good initiation, yeah. The Centaur did so well getting that triple stomp, as you said, and then the boat came in, the damage reduction. Just no one was really doing damage to each other because of the two abilities. But that flat cannon, and this is without Ramses being 6 slotted yet. Once Ramses get those 6 items, the end game, it's going to be so tough for LGD to deal with. Look at that, he is very underfarmed. It
really is something when you kind of think of the two cores on either side, right? Where you have the big crit chance of the Kunkka that we're talking about, double Daedalus especially, and then consistent damage from Luna. On the other side, I guess it is kind of similar. You know, you do have the TA with some bit of a cleave and high damage potential on each auto attack, and then Gyro is just naturally doing plenty with those flat cannon attacks. So
this is going to be one of the big, it's going to be support started getting items. Bounty Hunter is going for that sheep, and only about 2,000 away from it, so that's the one. You just get a sheep on a Gyro on the back lines, then the lion jumps on him, you just permanently shut him down.
So the Satanic on Gyrocopter at least.
And now going for the MKB, you got to. Yeah, even though you can't flat cannon shoot other targets to get it, you just, it's high damage, especially with the new build up for, right? No more Hyperstone, which, let's be honest, was kind of garbo.
Lion, how about that item? A nullifier, I mean, he has a blink, so why not, right? Guess.
Yeah. You know, blink, instant hex, right? You instant hex into a nullifier, there's nothing you can do to get out of that. You won't be able to get your BKB off afterwards.
Looking at the base, you got the Meteor Hammer, of course, on Nature's Prophet, so that both supports on either side clearly having pretty big effect.
Yeah, but now look at Gyro actually hits the top of the net worth. It was all that Satanic made it look so like he wasn't, then just flies on the chicken, gets it. Now, once he gets that MKB, just as long as if Pasha gets another triple stun initiation, they're just going to win a team fight straight up.
You talked about the halberd on Kunkka, I believe, earlier, and now Centaur actually has one of his own. You know, great against both of those cores, really.
Mostly, it's all about getting it before the BKB, because if you halberd someone and then they BKB, that's a wasted BKB. They're not attacking. Solo still doing some, you know, some of his stuff.
Yeah, he's
going to cut the creep wave, I assume, here, but he has to be careful.
They're in the area. Yeah, he doesn't know that. So the second they see this, we'll see on the mini-map them kind of go over here, but it doesn't look like they're going to get there in time anyways.
Already TP's out.
We have multiple level 25s coming about, so curious to keep the eye on the talents there.
So Xnova had the sheep queued up, but he just buys the Vlads. The team fight, you see it, these long, drawn-out team fights, that little bit of armor as well as the lifesteal, always going to be good, and there it is.
You kind of talk about that item, whenever we see that picked up, it almost feels like a team kind of committed to the idea, like, we want to try to finish this game in the next fight.
We got to win a team fight, yeah. There's the nullifier. I can't believe that's track. That's having a bounty hunter on your team.
Look at that lion, man. I mean, he's up there with the offlaners in this game. 14,000 plus net worth. He's doing pretty good. Solo
does it again. That's just the damage. Doesn't heal back up, obviously.
Back protection.
That feels nice.
That's going to be stopped, but as you said, unhealable. So that's going to be some nice damage, and there we go. Make it happen. Illusion, Rune bottom lane, going to be controlled by no one there. Picks it up.
Yeah, Bill don't realize how important Rune control is late game, right? With 2 runes spawning every time, you get something like a double damage and Illusion Rune. That just makes a huge amount of difference, right? Luna picks it up, picks up both of them if you control it, just runs at your base. You're probably going to lose that fight.
Yeah. There's that Satanic that we're talking about, coming at least for Luna. So not to just yet, but of course in the works. Pasha, he's running in as if he wants to go. They're gonna go Axe. Not the greatest target. Response is quick. Oh, they got the stun on that Tusk as he jumped in. The perfect timing with Deer Spike. He goes down. Pasha now in trouble. Stampede over the ledge. He will survive for the time being, but you can tell LGD wants to chase this. Axe, he's running in.
We got the track on him. Should be a pick off here.
Yeah, there you go. Gets to the shrine. Even with the shrine, it's not going to matter. Yeah, there's the slam dunk.
1.7k crit
damage from Som to see potential right there. That was an ambitious dive from Virtus Pro. Ooh. And Centaur's dead for 80. They're just buyback.
Yeah, and bottom lane's pushed in. Oh my goodness. They don't know Centaur doesn't have buyback, right? It's not timed, it's gold, and Roger's gonna buy back, but still no Centaur.
Yeah, you're right. 1,200 gold needed.
It's a lot of gold in the late game. That's why you see buybacks, just use it whenever before 20 minutes, but after that, it costs a lot more gold.
Earth Spike range plus 1,000. Holy crap. Anyways, here we go. One of the tier 4 is going to die. Chalice will be stopped with that snowball. Pushed away with the Hurricane Pike. Gets a flame mill, though. No one, again, has to be careful about that. Cooldown's going to be used, trying to scare them off. That other tier 4, though, is just about dead. They've lost the Tusk. That crit from Kunkka, absolutely insane. We talked about the potential. They are going to catch up the Gyrocopter. Actually, Gyrocopter just about back. It's going to be dieback. He gets caught for another crit. He goes down. No one. It's him with the last stand. GD well played his call, though. That'll do it. Game number 1 going the way of LGD over Virtus Pro.
Yep, that last fight, the line blinked in, got the instant hex, instant nullifier, just locks him down. You see, there's a Luna right there. Easy kill, going out their way, and I can't believe LGD took that game. Well, not this game. I just mean VP in the last couple of days has looked almost unbeatable, per se. I know LGD a top 5 team in the world, if not higher, but VP has looked dominating, and now LGD, they just knocked him down in their hometown. Yeah.
Again, similar team themes when you really break it down. As far as the cores on both sides, you talk about the offlaners. Both are kind of those, we want to stall, counter-initiate of sorts. They have the reduction in damage. But LGD, you got to give them credit, no doubt. They looked very good in that game number 1 and absolutely deserving.
Yeah, they didn't even get that third Roche fight, right? VP took it pretty much for free, but it didn't matter. They lost that fight in middle, and from there it was just curtains.
Is that one of those games? I mean, you look back at it, and of course, you always think about a best-of-3 series going into game 2. Are you banning any of those heroes necessarily differently? It's not really that, is it?
You could Bounty Hunter maybe, but Luna possibly. I doubt they're going to ban a Luna, but yeah, I think Bounty Hunter, if any of them. He makes too much space on the map. Even if he's not getting track kills, he's getting. We saw in the early game, right? Yeah. He was just following around solo, and then in the late game, he was following around like Gyro. Not even track him, just following him around.
The courier kills.
Yeah,
is no doubt a bigger thing that adds up over time on top of that, on top of the frustration factor, right?
Yeah.
For your team, so.
Too much.
Man, Virtus Pro in front of their home crowd, obviously now down 1 game to nothing. You got to wonder what their mental state's going to be like now, but they got to figure something out. Panel, what do you guys think?
Yeah, definitely got plenty to think about, haven't they, after that first game? Being humiliated in front of their home crowd. I'm pretty sure they won't be taking that lying down. We'll get game 2 underway very shortly, of course, but let's hear from our panel members on game number 1. A very good performance, Kyle, from LGD in game number 1.
Yeah, great from LGD, pretty poor from the panel.
Poor from the panel.
Again. Every time I show up, we're just wrong.
Par for the course for all of us, really. I mean, Henrik just arrived today. You've not joined a good team.
No, we're a team. Some might say that
you've joined Alliance 2018. It's it's a bit rough. No, this is not 2013 Alliance on the panel.
Some might say you're as predictable as a newbie draft.
They're not even playing anymore, Paul. Lay off.
Should we lay off now?
Yeah,
all right, okay.
Come on.
On the flip side of this, that's a good performance from LGD. Under pressure, home crowd against them. They don't care about any of that stuff.
Yeah, it felt like VP might have been a bit off, too. That push bottom, when they had Aegis, was a little uncharacteristic. You just, Gyro and, I think it was Tusk, they just, died, or Centaur, rather. A couple weird engagements, even that one in mid, where they lost Centaur and Tusk, they just kind of dove in, oh, wait, the team's here. They didn't have vision to make that play. It was just, what are they doing?
Yeah, it was a bit of a slugfest, Bulldog, wasn't it? Over 80 kills, good fun for us, not quite so good for the crowd out there, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it was the best game so far today, at least. These teams are very evenly matched, and it's just so even here. And I mean, who knows what's gonna happen next game?
Yeah, they are so skilled, though.
Yeah,
both teams. But VP, man, they made some insane plays. Roger had masterful shards and snowballs. We had some incredible side blades from no one. Everyone just. it's just really good Dota to watch, and I'm glad that this is a series we get to see like over and over, because it really is just a treat to watch two teams of this caliber go up against each other.
How many games do they have to win, Gods, LGD against Virtus Pro, before we start thinking there's something about this team that Virtus Pro can't seem to beat? Because there's already one series in the bag, and I know it was close the previous one to that, and now they lead 1-0 here as well.
I mean, possibly this is a series where you say, maybe LGD have VP's number if they can beat them again.
Yeah.
VP have definitely ran into roadblocks before, most noticeably with EG for a while. They just kept on losing to EG time and time again. But 2 series, maybe not quite enough.
I think you got to ban the Bounty Hunter. I think that's really the difference maker.
Yes.
They seem to just... They're going toe-to-toe, right? But they're down 2 racks. They get Roche, and all of a sudden, VP's even in the game still. And they're playing against Bounty. How many times did he kill Courier? Like 3 times? Like
more than that even.
Yeah.
It's VP is outplaying LGD around the map. They're just able to make up for that disadvantage because they're getting more gold from these team fights, and they end up with Courier kills. That plus, like, the Luna obviously had a high impact in the game. I thought the early Axe pick showed why it was so strong. It's just the Bounty, man. I just don't play against it.
The Kunka was good as well.
Yeah, for sure. But was that really why they won the game, Henrik?
No, it wasn't. But I mean, maybe I was wrong about that hero. It did a lot though. Like he got away so many times because of that boat, and that boat, Rum, is just so good in the team fights.
He solo killed no one. Not many players do that.
Yeah, but ultimately, I would agree with Kai. It's not really ultimately why they won, because of that hero. It was more Bounty, and they were kind of scaling off against their heroes. TA doesn't scale that well late game, and when they just go late game, Luna and Kunka, they're really good.
Yeah, definitely a good performance from LGD. What do you want to see change from Virtus Pro's point of view?
I think that they just had to... It was uncharacteristic. That push bottom, I think. They already killed the tier 3, and they had the Aegis timing. It's like you said, TA doesn't scale. You want to be an item ahead, you get an Aegis, and you look to end the game with a fight or a push. But it wasn't even that they overstayed. They got double taunted, if I'm not mistaken, like in the base. Then no one ends up losing Aegis, and then they're kind of on the back foot because there's no Roche now for like 10 minutes, and Luna's going to continue to accelerate. Also, they were so tanky. The Crimson Guard, Kunka had a halberd. It was his only strength item. He had nearly 4,000 health. 4,000 health. Like,
it's
Luna got a Scotty. I mean, how do you kill anybody?
Yeah, I mean, that's how you play ET, right? You want to kill heroes fast, and when you get into that late game and, people have 4k health, good luck killing anyone. You can't burst anyone anymore, so that's why you don't want to go late game with that hero.
Take a look at some of the highlights from the game. As you can see, less than 20 minutes in, already 32 kills on the board. There was plenty of this, though.
Yes. That was an incredible fight from Roger. Just absolutely flawless. Like, that was the 3-man snowball through, and you can see just good follow-up. They're just so good, man. I want to watch. I hope that this is the Cyblade play. And this is so difficult to do. Like, he gets rid of the battle hunger by denying the creep. Chalice makes the right play, right? And that's why this is so nice to watch, because both people are making the right move very quickly, okay? There's no hesitation. There's no... it's just beautiful. And this was it. They let the snowball go too early. Otherwise, this fight is not going to be nearly as bad. But then he's still taunted, and then the stun comes up on top. Gyro dies immediately before BKB.
He made some great eye shots, but he definitely did not look as comfortable on Tusk as he does on like a hero like Sanking. Sanking feels like a hero he can play solo on the other side of the map with. Like, okay, I'm going to go push out the lane, catch up, get my Blink Dagger. Tusk doesn't really play the same as a Sanking. It's a very different hero in how it functions.
Yeah, it's definitely no Lil Tusk.
Yikes.
Just kidding, guys. Just kidding.
Boys.
It's more difficult. I mean, is that just not demonstrate just how good everybody thinks Roger is? Like, I don't even get a chuckle. It's like, whoa, don't go that far.
I was surprised how much Ame got away with. Like, he was consistently top of net worth throughout the early mid game. It felt like his lane was going to get bullied more, but BP did not prioritize shutting him down. To me, he's the player on LGD you want to crush because he's so dependent on getting farm and having a good game.
Did get picked off a couple of times.
Yes.
Which didn't ultimately impact on the rest of their game, but nevertheless, the end of the game was near here. As you can see, over 80 kills on the board already. And as I said, really, when we started the segment, it's great, isn't it, to see this quality Dota, that many kills for the neutral, and just a really competitive game. And as Kyle pointed out several times, lots of high-level play. We're not sitting here thinking, all these guys made all these mistakes and therefore the other team capitalized on this because this mistake happened and that mistake. We're not talking about that.
No, it's just good plays. It's both teams making the right moves, and one will come out ahead, and it's just quick things. Little mistakes here, like that snowball in the base that completely changes the game, and it's just you let it go 1 second early. Little miscue, but not game breaking.
It's kind of like you say, it's just so fast. Like you're watching these games, it feels like it's played at like 1.5 times speed or something.
Yeah.
Like the instant reactions, they just already making the next move, and I'm just watching. It's like, holy cow!
If this was how good every Dota team in match was, like I'd love being a caster. It could be great, but because these are really two of the only 3 teams that really play at this level, you got to give playing a chance.
Yeah, and I mean
Bulldog?
that's how it is when the region NA exists. So you gotta have some bad.
Yeah, right.
Dota.
Somebody's got to win the qualifier.
Yeah.
Might as well be me.
See, Europe's so easy right now. You could come back and probably qualify.
No, we talked about that. It's 3 bans. What can I do?
Yeah, no, you're right.
I'm actually done.
That's true. Yeah, we might be able to fall 1 or 2 teams though for a while. Like planned with an alias or something like I don't know, Loader or something, and nobody would know you.
Yeah, it would work for a little bit.
What's the third hero? Because I thought it was just Wisp, but that was always Ake playing it.
It was Clockwork, right? At TI?
Yeah,
That was the third?
Yeah.
Or would that be 4?
You didn't say a very confident yes about your clock.
I was playing, so it's nice.
Was it boring out there, just like hanging out in the forest, game after game?
Yeah, just farming for 80 minutes, Radiance. Hopefully my team didn't feed,
Yeah.
This is how it was every game.
So good. So good. Right, let's look ahead to game number 2, Kyle. Virtus Pro, what do they change up? Get rid of the gyro?
Gotta play a little crisper. I do think the gyro is a rough pick into Axe. Any natural Crimson Guard builder seems to just be anti-gyro completely. And the damage output, even the duration of the BKB would expire, right? But you're fighting into boat buff, Crimson Guard. They're not taking any damage whatsoever. So it's just, what's your play? Like Luna's right click, they're trading right clicks, but Gyro actually just doesn't deal any damage to anybody, and he ends up dying. So you're kind of all in on this TA's ability to carry you throughout the game. But as Henrik said, like you can't count on that unless you're ahead. You had a timing, and they were never really in that position. And it's just all the damage reduction, right? The Kunkka, the Axe, they have bounty scouting. Like, it's so hard for VP to play. And the other thing is they had no method of disabling LGD through BKB, which I think that Mineski proved at DAC. That's how you need to beat this team.
Definitely worked out for them there. What about the Kunkka versus the gyro?
Perhaps
Because we've seen a lot picked, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've seen a lot picked against them, and they seem to be working out. And I don't necessarily get the feeling that it's because of the Kunkka. Maybe it's everything around it. I don't know.
I think you solved that by just picking a different carry for Ramses. I think we've seen VP shine a lot more when he's on something a bit more of the game-winning hero. The Morphling, the just flashy, the Trolls, these big, just hard farmers. Gyro can kind of be that hero, but you look at like Liquid, they're not picking Miracle or Gyrocopter. They're picking him more hard carries to win them the game.
Is that Virtus Pro being inflexible for a change because they prioritise it, or is it just because they think, well, nobody's really beaten us too heavily with it, so we can just carry on picking it?
I mean, VP's been doing the same formula for quite some time. It's just never been beaten. But I think that, if I'm not mistaken, did Na'Vi beat VP with Axe one game as well? I want to say they did. I don't have it in front of me.
Brewmaster in one. I can't remember the other
I
drop.
thought it was Axe the game before. But point
I think
is,
you might be right.
it's this BKB piercing disable, and also these heroes that you can't pick that other stuff for Ramses that you want, because they ban Lifestealer second phase. You don't want to pick Jug or Troll or Terrorblade into Axe. It's suicide.
Yep.
So you go for the Gyrocopter. It's safe, it's stable, and you don't have those same issues where you will die to the Axe throughout the game, but it's more that he can reduce so much of your damage that it doesn't actually provide the teamfight advantage you're used to. And then it's, what else? You can't Brood, you don't really want a Morphling. What do you actually pick?
Yeah, that's a good point. We haven't really discussed that. We've gone down that road. I guess we don't need to, because we've not seen too many defeats against Virtus Pro, that's for sure. In terms of LGD gods, same again.
They'll
Quite happy.
Yeah, staying the same. I think Arme's showing it's not just the Gyro, but the Luna that's still available. We'll be curious to see if they target him with the bans, maybe switch their attention towards particularly that Kunkka, which they've had a lot of success with. So I think the other big thing is the bounty. Kyle mentioned it. Like it's yes, you beat Secret with it, but LGD, I think, have a better understanding how to play with it. X-Nova's just a bit more selfless and more team-oriented with his style of play, and the hero just caused him too many problems.
So ban that one out for VP. Same bans for LGD? Don't let the Sand King back in Roger's hands?
I think those 3 bans make perfect sense.
Yeah.
Sand King, IO, Death Prophet, don't change it. It worked. I don't think there's any other major hero that VP have shown you have to ban out in the first stage.
Yeah, and that's the thing, Henrik, isn't it? They are so good at a very wide range of heroes. You've got to prioritise. You can't ban everything.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with any of the 3 top teams right now. They play everything. That's kind of a requirement if you want to be at the top right now, not like the old days.
Yeah.
So, we don't know what they're going to pick. They're going to pick something similar, but they might switch a hero here and there. I would really like to see VP maybe if they could get out of Slark, because I really think Ramses plays really well. But it's kind of hard to get. It's pretty easily punishable.
Yep.
Kind of need to last pick it, because the Hex destroys that hero. But if they could get it, that'd be fun.
Yeah, we've seen quite a lot of last pick Slarks that have worked out very well.
I'd agree. It's just like that game. I mean, thinking about it, they really just shut down Ramses in that game. You're playing against Axe, Lion, Bounty Hunter tracking you. How do you really don't have that is anti-carry to a T. And I love the Slark, and I agree with you. But Lion Axe, you can't play Slark into this. It's just not possible. And then there's a Kunkka too.
Even had a pretty good laning phase for the Gyro. They killed Axe 2 or 3 times, but it doesn't matter. He gets farm back and he just gets dagger. Blade Mail, that's really all you need on that hero.
Pretty much.
Ooh, Luna Band.
I like that decision from VP. I think that...
So they prioritise that over the bounty?
Yeah. I think VP, or rather LGD, demonstrated, they find a hero for Ame, and then they'll pick it until you find a way to beat it. And it was Gyro, it was Terrorblade and Tiny, and now it's the Luna. And I'm sure they end up just picking that hero again if given the opportunity.
I think it makes me wonder if LGD are just going to first pick a Gyrocopter now, if they feel like that's the alternative carry that's going to work best.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those carries that also you can just pick first 2. You can't really counter Gyro that well. And same with Luna.
There's the other one that sweeped through. We've talked about this before. 15 games played for Virtus Pro for Roger on Sand King, and they've won all 15.
It's an interesting choice. I think it's because they banned Lifestealer 3rd, and I think that means they're going to look for the Gyrocopter as you predicted, because they don't want to give them that second pick. Do they just Kunkka Gyro?
They can pick 2 cores in the first suit.
Kunkka Axe.
I think partly also is that the Luna is kind of a good tempo matchup against the Lifestealer, so they see that Luna ban and they're thinking, oh, they may want a Lifestealer.
And I agree with this thinking as well, because the more I consider it, the more I think that if you can shut down Ramses and the heroes he likes to play, that's how you beat them. And they get rid of Lifestealer because those 2 heroes really don't ever threaten him like they would pretty much every other hero he plays.
The Omni is back in play.
What are the carries that you feel you want to go towards against Nax? What do you feel good playing when there's Nax in the game?
I feel Lone Druid is good, but I don't think they play that hero, sadly enough. I don't think you feel that threatened against Kunkka, though. When it gets late game, you just destroy the bear in 1 hit, but that's true for every hero.
I think OD is one of the best, because you can save for the taunt, and you just crush Axe throughout the game. You don't give a damn about his armor. Necro is dead in the meta, but that's quite good as well.
Death Prophet, but banned out first stage.
It's more like these ranged heroes. Lone Druid can work. Only concern is the Blade Mail timing. But obviously Radiance canceling Blink is a huge deal. You definitely go that melee form, I feel, with the bear build. I like the Omni from VP. If they leave Rubik available, it is an incredible Rubik game for LGD, and we've seen FY just dominate on that over and over.
Yeah, they have to ban that for sure.
I just the more I think, I like Kunkka Axe a lot, guys. That's a lot. You taunt, you have 40 armor, boat on top, and VP, they love to fight. And Kunkka is excellent because he gives you the wave shove you need, massive amounts of team fight, but you also have the catch and a lot of utility. And to beat VP, you have to play as fast as they do and maintain pace. And Kunkka's a hero that's great for that.
Well, and you're going to have these kind of long, drawn-out fights potentially against an Omni, and a very tanky Axe Kunkka. They love that. They welcome that. They've got the rum to kind of give them that extra sustain. And Axe doesn't have any long cooldowns. He's got that short cooldown on his call. He just wants to keep on going, keep on fighting. Same with the Kunkka with the X, the Torrent.
So the fact that the Omni's in play here for for Virtus Pro, and they've got FY on the other side, surely this has to be a Rubik ban.
I would imagine so.
Don't see any reason LGD would not want.
What
Rubik.
else would they really ban here?
Maybe the gyro if they fear it, but I don't think like LGD has engineered their lineup to beat a gyrocopter, so I don't even know if that's going to be seen in this game.
There's also the FY Disruptor, which he really likes and is good against both Sanking and Omni.
Not
Could
like
see
Rubik,
that
though.
hero being.
I'd say it's all right, but I don't agree with that. I think Rubik's in a tier of its own, not just like in this meta, but like in this game.
Yep.
Ease, clap. There we go.
Sure enough.
That one was easy. And
Yeah.
I like what LGD's got working for them so far, gotta say.
It's going to be the Solo Disruptor, CIS Classic.
They love Disruptor with these no stun offlaners. Just run in, provide a lot of utility. Underlord, Abaddon, Omni Knight, and when you have a Disruptor, you make up for all the weaknesses. And now you have a carry that's going to get repelled, a Disruptor to follow, always get that extra kill.
Yeah, it's really good if they manage to shut this Axe down more, because we saw last game what happened, and a great counter is the Yules against Axe, and the problem is if you get farmed you buy BKB and there's nothing you can do. So if you manage to shut him down, he just has the dagger, just has the blade mail, you know, you can easily counter him, and the Disruptor is really good at that. They just need a good carry here to punish him as well.
I'm really curious to see what they're going to switch up, because VP is a team that, like, they find an answer and they go for it right away. There's another bounty game.
Take him with a bounty.
Yeah.
Ooh, very quick picks from VP. OD immediately. There's the hero we talked about against the Axe.
Yep.
Gives you a save. Also, just a hero that sits back, range, kites him a bit.
It is super good against Kunkka as
Yeah.
well, and they have an Omni Knight with it. Like OD Omni is just bread and butter. That is self-explanatory combination. You give the OD a BKB, he goes in, orbs somebody 4 times, and they have to leave the fight. You have a save for your Omni Knight as well and yourself, and it's so good against Kunkka Axe. Like neither hero wants to buy BKB very early, and until that happens, OD is just crushing them.
Yeah, but the matchup middle though, it's still, like, Kunkka is such a good laner still, even against OD, and with the bounty roaming, if he doesn't have a good start and good laning, it can be pretty rough. And we saw last game, no one did really well on TA, but he still died a few times. They're probably going to pressure him equally much this game for sure.
Do you maybe put the OD safe lane against the Axe? Put something else middle?
Yeah, you could easily do that. I think both Ramses and no one plays it up, but probably no one just plays safe lane then. I'm not sure what's that good against Kunkka mid.
They have a lot of options. It's weird though, because I mean, you think to yourself, like, what hero is Ramses going to play?
A Doom ban is very peculiar.
Yeah, Ramses has played at carry, hasn't he? A few times.
Yeah, going way back. But yeah,
Well,
he
no, it's
has.
the Omni Knight that would be the carry.
Oh yeah,
The Battle Knight,
we've seen it. That hasn't worked that well though. Not a huge fan of that.
VP seems to make everything work.
Yeah.
So it's hard to like know whether their strats are good or if they're just playing them better than everybody else would.
The Infernal Blade theoretically very good against these tanky strength cores in the front lines with the percent-based damage.
Oh, what was that? Alright.
I'm trying to think. I can't come up with anything. I feel like we might see something different here. I think LGD might be looking at a Terror Blade. You definitely want some Ame hero that provides tower pressure, and I can't think you want Gyro in this game.
The other one he plays a bit of is the PL.
PL's alright, but you don't really want a TB, actually, at this point. I think you want something that allows them to play fast. Another reason I like the Luna ban a lot, because that's just the perfect hero for LGD in this spot. They want something that allows them to fight before this Troll OD get the BKB timings online. They become just unstoppable. You could TB, but it's a rough game against Troll.
This Troll is a very good laner here. Even against Axe, he's probably going to do really well. And
They do it anyway.
Terrible. Yeah,
I
but
mean, it's LGD.
yeah.
They don't overthink things and overcomplicate it when they're looking at Ame heroes.
Indeed, with a bounty and a Rubik this time around as well. The draft is complete for game number 2. Reminder for you at home, they are looking for game number 2 to take them through to the upper bracket final for the second consecutive tournament as well. But first, before we head over to the casters, let's get some predictions from our 3 gents on the panel. Henrik, we'll start with yourself. Which way?
It's a pretty hard one. I mean, it's 50-50. I don't know this one. It's too close. I think we're going to go with VP again. I feel like they're going to get Roche, so they can kind of counter that Axe initiation and then just win off that with the Troll.
Okay.
I will also go VP. I think the ease of execution is there with the just classic OD Omni combo, and Ramsey's Troll has proven to be a game winner as well. I would much prefer seeing him play this to the Gyrocopter.
Okay.
And my biggest gripe with China, they win the first game, they go for the exact same lineup in game 2, but with a crucial hero missing. And VP obviously prepped for that opener. I got to give it to VP, like 80-20. Easy.
Right. Wow, okay. Very decisive from Kyle in that one. And it's time to head to the arena, rejoin our commentary team for game number 2.
I feel like the panel, to an extent, is almost didn't maybe realize that LGD won that first game. We're talking hyping up VP for game number 2. I want a game 3 just like anybody else, but LGD looked good, man.
And I'm looking at the supports right now. You have Nova, who just played Bounty Hunter to perfection. You have FY on his Rubik. Those two are just going to be good. But VP, like you said, they instant picked that OD.
Talked about the Bounty Hunter presence this game. Yet again, I'm sure it's going to be annoying. And then, of course, Axe really to top it all off. The Rubik counter for the Omni Knight. So LGD's lineup does feel like it has a lot of strength. It's going to be one of those cases, though, can they get the farm for Omni?
Yeah, I was just looking at FY's cosmetics. He is a glowy young boy on Rubik. But, man, so with Ramses at top lane, you're going to have Troll. So it's Ramses on OD and no one on Troll middle. So, I mean, we've seen him do this. Is a melee hero, can be countered pretty hard, and Troll can just run at him, do some damage, and you have some kill potential, obviously, with Roger roaming around on that SK.
That's a good point. Speaking of him, he's down at the bottom. They're going to go for the progressive runes. However, LG.
Get it.
X-Nova, he's trying, he's spamming. No, it is picked up by Troll, actually. Good attempt from X-Nova right there. So Troll's going to head towards that mid lane.
That's nice. Look at it. I mean, he only has 2 shared tangos. You almost force him to use one right here. He has the mango, decent amount of base region, so he won't.
Yeah.
But just any amount of damage, you see that harassing in lane has become so much more important. Even with these not abusive mangoes, but like people getting 2 or 3 of them, you have insane amounts of health regen, but not this match.
So we do have some. What is going on here? Because I see Terrorblade in the middle lane right now, behind Kunkka. Almost like they're confused on where to go.
Yeah, they want a full rotation. They don't really know where these supports are. And look at this, Omni's already heading bottom as well.
Yeah.
So we have just.
That's some mind games going on.
There's a lot of mind games. But
that's something.
I do believe the Radiant saw the Omni going bottom though with that ward they placed on that middle hill.
Okay. You see splitting up the lanes right now, so see what we actually end up having, at least for the early part of the game. Again, wouldn't be surprised if more movement does take place. You see the bottom lane. There's a bit of action right there. Battle Hunger's applied, but he's got an Omni support and not going to overcommit for that one. But Terrorblade, he's already popped his Metamorphosis.
4 to 8 last hits depending on when you pop, and they're going for him. Oh,
good jukes.
Beats the tree in there. One thing I noticed, so Roger was solo bottom, so he got a very early level 2. And last game, the supports were level 1 for so long. Even Bounty Hunter was just like roaming around, not getting levels. Be interesting to see if he can get like a quick level 3, get the level 2 stun up on Roger. And those are pretty easy kill middles.
Yeah, it did take a while now that you bring that up for the Bounty Hunter to get level 6 in the previous game, but obviously when he got it, as usual, those track kills started adding up and definitely helping LGD in that case. So Ame, the Metamorphosis, the first one at least has worn down, but Ramses, I was going to say, he's 6-1, 7-1 now, so he's not even necessarily struggling. Again, there was that rotation early, so he was having some pretty good free farm until that took place. But 2-minute bounty runes, Nova, he's going to go back in, not the most life to work with.
And they just want to ask, get Ramsey out of lane. I don't think you get this kill, obviously. If Metamorphosis is up, you definitely pressure that kill, but we know it's going to be down for us. It's his ultimate. If I ever say Terrorblade's ultimate is down, I'm mostly talking about Metamorphosis, even if I'm wrong.
Basically is, yeah.
Especially late game when Sunder's 5-second cooldown. Whatever.
It pretty much is, isn't it? Speaking of him, again, going to take plenty more harassment, but ultimately we'll be fine. You know, obviously we were watching the draft as well. Developer right here and making the point, Disruptor felt like a pretty good support this game, specifically against the Axe. Axe, you know, great initiator. That glimpse can definitely screw that up, though.
Yeah, it can, but you do your point, even when you blink in his Axe, as long as you hold him in place, right, it could actually be a bad thing to glimpse him, right? Because you taunt him, and then they start running backwards into your team. I think he's going to be good at locking down that Kunkka, not letting him get these X combos off once Disruptor gets that ulti, and X Nova does a pretty aggressive TP middle.
Oh, Rubik's coming in too. They want this kill clearly. X going to bring it back, rolling axes, trying to get some evasion, kicking in, but here's Rubik. The Fade Bolt, and it's first blood. It's just a matter of who gets it. They're trying to give it to Somnus, and actually he will indeed get it. 350 gold going his way for that first blood.
Yeah, you just guarantee it, right? You hit him with the Janata, slows him down once X is on him, even though Rubik's TP was 4 seconds because Bounty TP'd before him. You have so much lockdown on him middle. I was talking about Roger rotating middle. They're keeping him bottom, and he's still level 2 after getting level 2 at 1 minute in.
Yeah. Having a struggle of a time finding that those levels, but it seems like he's also dealing with Axe pretty well. Axe was also level 2.
Axe is 2 and 1 as well. He's struggling.
This might be a kill. Metamorphosis, yes, the zap to finish the job. Solo goes down, and there's our second Metamorphosis now, and this one does result in a kill.
Yep, results in a kill. Should even not pressure the tower. You want to bring it back, right? You just deny from 50%, pull it back a little bit, and then OD never wants to push up against Rubik and Bounty Hunter.
So Kunkka, again, we saw eventually that double Daedalus build on Somnus as the game went on. He went the early on Shadowblade, though. Any reason why it wouldn't be the same this time around, you think?
I think it'll be pretty much the same. There's nothing else to get on that hero, yeah, especially on middle Kunkka.
Top, Ame, they're going on him, but obviously as we see X Nova nearby, he's going to open out with a Janata on Solo. Ame, he'll be fine to the end. Ramsey is now turning his attention to Nova, but Solo still could be in some trouble. Meanwhile, middle lane, Somnus, okay, he's going to do the X trick.
Yep.
As he goes back, he saw him take plenty of damage, though. In that middle, Solo, they open back on him. Nova's running in kinetic field. Will keep him away, though, and he'll be fine at the end, but he's trying to make sure to make him use as much regen as possible.
You do see Roger just rotated all the way from bottom lane between the tier 1 and tier 2 tower.
Oh, yeah.
And he's here now. That was undetected. This guy has moved the map.
He is camping out. He is moving towards mid lane now. You see Nova at half-life currently. Sanking. No, he's going back. They're pinging him out. They definitely saw something. There goes the ward, and they know Sanking's there.
And Disruptor wasn't even there. Yeah, LGD is just doing such a good job. VP is up gold. It's 2-0, but they're just mirroring map movements very well on LGD.
Sanking making his way middle lane, but as we see, and
it's just Nova.
LGD knows Nova's giving plenty of information. He's not going to be able to get a courier snipe here. A little too far away. Doesn't have that level. There we go. Actually, there is the second point going into it. You mentioned that one shot now on the courier potentially. Pasha bottom lane. It's just some harassment. Top lane. They're collapsing. It looks like Travis's try. This is where the action's at clearly.
Yeah, it is. This is Bounty Hunter right now, right? They had full vision of Roger that whole time. He never attacked him once. Obviously, he doesn't have Treg. He's not level 6. You just follow someone around. You always have vision. Roger's the only one who can do anything on this team. And if you have vision on him, you're completely okay.
Yeah. Talk about OD's build for a second. A hero that can go a fair amount of builds. Yeah, it feels like a 4-staff this game may be pretty critical, though. What do you think?
More than likely, so you're always going to want to get that Hurricane Pike sometime, but I think 4-staff first. You want to be able to get away from that Bounty Hunter. You want to be able to get away from Kunkka before he gets the X off, but, I mean, Kunkka maxes X by 7 nowadays, so it won't really help that much.
Double damage on Roger once again, though. Goes back to it. He was spotted this whole time, so very defensive play coming at FY, and they even got the Sentry Ward, the ward there. They see him coming. It's Roger it's impossible for him to have any play at this top lane. Now, what I will say it's doing, it's preventing, I may have overstepped, actually. FY is going to be clipped back in, though, so they're going to go for the Rubik instead, and it will be a kill. So despite them even knowing it's coming in, they actually still lose Rubik. It feels like a little bit of a misplay, honestly.
Yeah, I think they're trying to make space on the map now. Nova needs to show on the map somewhere, either bottom or middle. But look at Axe is in the jungle right now. Axe is currently 21 and 1, and a good chunk of those are jungle creeps, which are not worth quite as much. So
yeah,
Pasha's Omni Knight. I mean, I was at WESG when he was playing that. Obviously not a Dota circuit, but he played a lot of Omni Knight, and it was I mean, they won the tournament. They won $500,000. So,
no surprise
yeah.
there at that event, but it's a hero that has fallen out of the meta a little bit in these recent patches, I think it's fair to say, but in the correct hands, and of course is always going to be, if anything, a niche pick. I don't think he's that low just yet. Seen picked up here by VIRTUS Pro, but his skill set, of course, speaks for going to bring something strong to the
It's
table.
different than what he usually gets, right? Like Axe and Centaur, they proactively create space. On Omni Knight, he reactively creates space, and it's a little bit different. I mean, VP's draft in general is just different, right? You have OD in the safe lane and a troll middle. They saw LGD just called him out last game.
Bottom lane, Chalice, he's heading over to, well, as I thought I was going to say, is he going to buy the Vanguard here? Looks like it is first item Vanguard coming out. No boots even at this point. Guess who's in the area? It's X-Nova on that bounty hunter. Going for the bounty rune. So Roger, he was hiding there for a while. Just going to make a play. How about this play, though? Smoke.
Smoke, yeah. Like you said, there's the Max Tidebringer. X coming up. They just can't get anything. Look at it. He has to run back middle. Just phase boots on back. They realize nothing's to be done. And VP, I think this Omni, him winning his lane so hard, X-Nova can't do anything. Like, well, what are you going to do? Kill an Omni with an axe? You actually have no kill potential. Middle lane as well, Troll. If he gets those whirling axes off before he gets torrented, you're not going to kill him either. So he is giving good vision, but he can't really create anything. But wait, there's the whirling axes.
The ship coming out, multiple TPs, and no one will stay alive. And now Nova's the one in a little bit of trouble. Thunderstrike on him. It looks like it's not going to be enough damage. I'm guessing it's a level 1 Thunderstrike, and clearly not the most damage in the end, so he will survive.
Yeah, that's what I mean, right? He got the whirling axes off, like, in between the boat and the torrent, so the Kunkka couldn't run in and hit him, and it's just, can't do anything. X-Nova is struggling a little bit more this game, but it's still early, 9 minutes in.
Now, going back to Pasha here on the Omni Knight, he's known as being kind of a greedier offlaner player in general for VIRTUS Pro. Radiance build, I know it's not really the typical as of late on Omnis perhaps, but is that a possibility, you think,
I don't think so. I think OD and Troll require too much farm. Like, even though he is greedy, I think we're going to see either drums or Yules, possibly a 4-step. Like, those 3 items are just so needed in this game. And Radiance, you could be really greedy, but that means either your Troll's not going to farm or your OD's not going to farm, and I don't think they want that.
Terrorblade, he's finding himself jungling a little bit, so not the most efficient farming in the world, but at the same time, he's 3,300 net worth. He's getting up there with the other cores in this game, and I go back to Pasha, who is having a great time. He's leading the way on his team, at least on the Omni. Somnus, though, overall, as you see on that net worth chart, at 4,300.
I was looking at this. I always like to see who has the better Roshan team, and neither team has the greatest Rosh team. Obviously, Troll, with the ulti, gets those stacks of fervor up, just knocks him down quickly, but if you win a team fight with Metamorphosis in the mid lane, you just go over to Rosh. It's reasonably quick as well. I don't think Rosh is going to be a bigger point of contention like these smoke Roshes. It's going to be more
There's no Amplify. There's no, Slaughter.
It's not even the best right click, right? It's just Terrorblade on LGD that does any damage to Rosh. And on the other side, just Troll.
Troll, exactly, as you're mentioning. Oh, they are being patient here, but I was going to say, VIRTUS Pro, you can't sit there forever, right? You have to know something's up, that they've spotted you perhaps, and so LGD falls back. Bottom lane Chalice, he's got no blink yet, but in a flank position. I also see, okay, there's a vision going down from Bounty Hunter just behind that tier 1 tower.
Man. Axe has definitely been I wouldn't say the hero of the tournament, but the hero of this patch, right? Like, we weren't seeing him at all, and then all of a sudden, whoa, Liquid's picking it, VP's picking it, LGD's picking it.
Solo, middle lane, kinetic field initially. X-Nova does get in there, but with the ship and everything else, there's just no chance for Disruptor. Yeah, I would say him and Slark actually is another hero that comes to mind in this patch.
Out of nowhere, after kind of being called garbage by, not just Reddit, but pros. Like, everyone was calling those 2 heroes a little bit weak, and then all of a sudden, you start picking them up like, oh, maybe he's not.
Pretty good.
That's what new patches do. It is hard.
And it doesn't even need to be the most changes either, right? With like buffs or anything, it's just kind of like almost a reminder changes like, guys, this hero's still here, might be pretty good. Yeah, you're right, he's pretty good. Axe definitely feels that way though, so.
We've seen Terrorblades go multiple different builds. Pardon me, he stuns in the heal bomb.
Yeah, he just popped Metamorphosis. That's the worst feeling ever, dying right after you use it. We might be seeing that right here. They do have a glimpse, but Somnus here as well as that fight. The whole team's coming in for LGD. They do pick up Terrorblade, but at what cost now? Solo's walking away. Pasha, he's standing his ground. He actually has a Guardian Angel if need be. In fact, going to use it right there. Roger will try to walk away now. X going to be used on Omni Knight. Pasha, GA will be wearing off in a second, but he's back to full life, so they really can't overcommit to this. In fact, X might have overcommitted with the spins coming out, as well as the ship now, aka the Shark. It connects on OD. Pasha and Roger though, spreading out, and nobody dies after the Terrorblade kill.
Yeah, so, I mean, pretty damn good for VP. It looked like LGD was like, oh, we're going to take this fight. You used all their cooldowns, but they just couldn't quite get anyone. Rubik, he got a pretty good steal there. He got the Omni Knight seal, so a ton of burst damage, as well as he can just go push a lane by himself, right? Fade Bolt, heal on it, creeps, push a wave.
They did see Bounty Hunter there with using the invis for a split second, but they could not actually find him in the end, so.
I'm curious, so Ame he goes for the harder farming build, right? We've seen Drums first, we've seen Dragonlance first, but Yasha, if you just want to farm, that is the build.
Pretty good. The eventual SNY, of course, could be a potential, or the Manta style. It feels like we have been seeing a little bit of a Manta style comeback.
Yeah, we have. I know SNY was so popular, you know, just farming in the jungle, doing all that, but Manta, a heavier team fight kind of build.
Got some stacks over there as well. Chalice kind of hunting him out. He's like, do I do them now? No, scouting out first. Going to go for the
stack it again.
Other stack. And
he will get it.
Oh, that golem, no. Just stuck there.
Man, that's rough.
That hurts.
Yeah, at least he has easy ones, right? He doesn't have any of the bad ones. Golems and dragons are like a man's best friend this early in the game. And like dragon, the big one's worth the most, and he doesn't do anything.
Yeah. He's overall still okay with that. That Blink Dagger, though, going to be a little bit later because I'm missing that stack, but not the end of the world either. Mentioned the Yasha for Terrorblade, of course, coming along, but you see 1230 now, 1430 gold or so saved up. See the top lane Bounty Hunter. Once again, information. He's level 5. So track almost online. Bottom lane, FY. Kinetic field trapped inside that. Repels put up on Owen. They're just going to run at him, and not much more you can do about that.
He stole the form, the melee range form. He just couldn't do anything. He wanted, yeah.
That's not the best. Not what you want to be taking there. So OD continuing to farm away. Not exactly sure what he's going for yet, but Nova puts an aggressive ward down.
Nice. I like that ward. You see it less and less, right? Because people want to counter by the Ancients or counter on that little cliff by the tier 2 tower, but not right in the middle, and it still gives you a ton of vision.
Yeah, it's... Oh, that's a scan, by the way. Yeah, the tower actually scans out the area of the Ancients that Ami's currently doing.
Yeah, I think they're farming stacks, but obviously we know, the Axe already farmed the stacks, so he's just going to farm it up and then get out of there, I think.
Hey, kill on Terrorblade would still be nice, but they're not going to find their chance. A little too far. I don't think they have a blink yet on Sand King. Obviously, they don't have the Shadow Blade on Kunkka. He went the drums first, so yeah, their initiation tools are lacking right now, so probably going to look to finish. So as I say that, though, Roger is going in pretty deep here. He wants to find something.
He has to make space. We saw it their games with Navi, right? Like Roger is the space creator, and in that he found nothing in that Navi series, almost nothing. And once again, he's struggling to find stuff, but he will find Nova now. There's the force.
Here. There you go. You mentioned the 4-staff finish, so as we kind of expected. Ami was in the area, but he had already started falling back. FY going to be glimpsed back in. That's a quick kill on him. So just like that, 2 kills for VIRTUS Pro.
And they're getting a little bit of a snowball. Obviously, this troll wants to take this middle tower. Ramses, you really like OD here because, right, it forces maybe Kunkka to get a BKB, which he didn't get last game, because if you just have Arcane Orb hitting you on the head over and over, you're gonna be really dumb and you're gonna die pretty quickly. But it just, BKBs make OD not useless, but really, really bad.
You know, an item that is great against OD and Troll for that matter is that Halberd.
Yeah,
we saw last game. I would not be surprised to see that again, perhaps on Kunkka like before. So, but for now, he goes the Shadow Blade.
Ooh, and there's the
just finished.
Yep, full Shadow Blade, which means the other team won't know he has it. He just bought in base. He's gonna go back and get it, and then he's gonna just look for a pickoff on one of these cores. I think you get that early X off, and just hope Posh is not around to repel it.
Level 6, track's ready. Don't think they're gonna find this chance though.
Nice
no
deny.
blink.
So they've denied two out of 2 towers right now. VP is, and that's just a lot of team gold they deny.
Yep. That blink, okay. Purchased on Axe. You see it being shown there. Gonna have to be flowing out, but in the next 30 seconds or so, we'll have that. And do you try to make a play right away if you're LGD? Maybe smoke up with this blink?
I think so. I think with the blink and the Shadow Blade, you can do a ton of damage. And FY, he gets the heal.
I don't think he's getting out though. Heal's only gonna do so much. Chalice puts on the Battle Hunger. I mean, they are having to commit pretty deep to this, but yeah, LGD just simply can't react. They do have the blink though on Chalice. Torrent connects on a solo in the back lines. They find Chalice though. He's in trouble. The goes back on Somnus. He's gonna bring in the shift. The rum is gonna be drank by Axe. He'll stay alive and go for the kill. The Cloak Blade was early. He used the Cloak Blade a little bit too early on Noah, so no one stayed alive, now that's on cooldown, of course, and Chalice has to run. He's going to take the stone with the barrel strike. They're just fighting in the trees. They can't freaking find him. They finally can find him, though, as he goes out, and the GA coming out in response as a just-in-case measure, but this courier will be sniped by X-Nova in the backline, so all of that effort to finally kill the Axe for Virtus Pro.
Oh, man, and you just miss out on a core kill. That was the troll, right? He almost kills him, but didn't quite get in. Not only that, you live if you get that right, because you dunk him, you get the move speed. You get the kill, into the move speed, into the get the hell out.
Into momentum.
Yeah,
that's how that ability works.
But man, this is just well played by VP. It just doesn't feel like LGD doesn't do enough damage right now at all. Like, I mean, obviously the Terror Blade requires a few items to come online or level 20 with the Reflection, but with that Omni Knight just healing up, his big start, and it comes down to these lanes. Posh is just killing it.
And he is. You do see Kunkka. Albert is queued up, actually. So again, he did the same thing last game. These are two very good carries to have it up against, so understandable here. Although it's interesting seeing on a hero like the mid Kunkka, right? He's not, you know, usually you say that for maybe your offlaner, hold that thought, because picking up the offlaner, it goes in. That would be the troll, and that's the kill this time. Easy kill on him. No Colding Blade needed that time around.
Yeah, I mean, you get the 400 gold and he's off the map. He does completely buy out, so doesn't lose any gold.
Yeah.
But still, that's a big pickoff.
Going back to my point, though, I guess Axe is maybe a little bit awkward of a hero to get it on, you could argue. It could be seen on him, but is it worth getting on the Kunkka over the Axe?
Yeah, definitely, because at least you get the Sange too, right? So you get the damage, you get a little bit extra, you get damage plus strength. It just... not a bad item. You just get on the OD, force him to get that early BKB, which I assume he is.
Burrow strike in. You see Nova spotting Solo in the back lines. Roger just thinking he's kind of pushing this out, but little does he know, Chalice nearby. Omni Knight's going to be lifted by Rubik. So far, halfway, stole the kills we see. He's going to be put under by that Astral Imprisonment. Roger running after Omni, still in that Metamorphosis form. Rubik comes out. He's dead. The Epicenter on top of Omni, and Omni will just melt away. Ramsey's laying down the hammer with that Centipedes a cliff to make sure to get the kill. No Sunder chance. Or Terrorblade there.
Yeah, and this is just, you see, VP wants to take fights. LGD does not. That's why you see X-Nova. He's just using the track for movement speed at this point.
Chalice, can he get out of this? That's gonna be tough, I should say. Maybe a turn kill actually. That glimpse, awkward. Eventually gets Ramses the kill though, and he is unstoppable. This OD is starting to pick up a lot of farm now. Kunkka's still on top of the net worth chart, but ODs, especially with the troll synergy, is great.
50. Sorry, I was just looking 56 orbs, or 56. He had a lot of intelligence after dropping the hammer. This was a third or fourth pick bounty hunter, right? Like, it was left in the pool through first and second pick, and and LGD was like, well, we kind of have to take it at this point. You know, VP definitely wanted him to.
Yeah, the question, we were talking about that, you know, they ended up banning Luna, sure enough, as you kind of called there. But, you know, I thought Bounty Hunter definitely could have been another option. They left it open, clearly not as scared. How about this, though? Not Terrorblade in this case, but Troll, of course, great himself. There's the battle trance.
That's it. You see, it is very slow, but they got the pick off, and LGD, they don't want to fight. I don't know when they can. It has to be like the Ame, either like Manta BKB kind of timing.
Yeah. Now they give it to OD over the Troll. What do you think of that?
I like that. He's the one who he kind of goes in. He's the one who's like solo farming by himself. This Troll's just been in the jungle for the most part, so he's not in that big of a risk.
I think I saw him with an SNY, and I believe he was going for BKB next on the Troll. So that's the same ward that we saw earlier, in fact.
Didn't get countered. Gives you tons of vision. Why not?
Why not again? OD top lane.
Oh, he did go the SNY on TV. Pretty late.
Oh, nice imprisonment. That's pretty good against Kunkka. We see right there. So perhaps one of several reasons as to why the hero is picked in this matchup. So he's fine, and Somnus, all they can do is pop a Shadow Blade and try to find an opening on maybe Solo. But
I have a feeling we're going to see that again, right? And next time it's just going to be Roger's going to hit some like 2 to 3 man burrow strike or something. But
did he X? Yeah.
But he's
silenced though. He's silenced though, and that X lasts forever on himself.
I don't think it mattered, right? Ramses was over there too. Ramses was behind the tier 1 carry. He's like, please come back.
I want this kill, damn it. No. That was a great silence, as you mentioned, by Solo. That's you know, good heads up, obviously. Make sure he can't. We'll play by both sides, but the better of Virtus Pro, and that's going to lead into an easy top tower kill now. So this is a pretty cozy lead. You know, last game was a very back and forth game for the most part.
Bottom lane, Omni Knight and Rubik were just chasing each other in trees. Like the creep waves and push, but TP's out.
Yeah, who's that middle lane? That's Axe, actually. In the middle lane, he's pretty deep himself.
Axe TV just trying to farm, and Solo, you are not a bounty hunter, my friend. Sorry.
A little more difficult to do that. There's the urine delivered to Bounty Hunter. Yeah, track kills. I don't even know if they've had a track kill yet. I
don't believe so. No, they've had 4 kills for some time now. There's the Blade Mill. Blade Mill on Axe is just too good. We saw it last game. Goes through BKBs. It's just too good.
God, talk about a completely different pace of a game. You're right. Only 4 kills, 15 in total.
Hello, Chalice.
Chalice, you're...
Nice timing.
I don't know where you're going, buddy. Neither does Virtus Pro. They say we'll take the kill. Thank you very much. Ramses picks it up. As FY.
God, that Blade Mill is so, like, VP is up by 4K, but you just get so scared. A Blade Mill on the Axe going into an OD, right? Like, if he has his orbs on, he's gonna kill himself.
Yeah. FY, he wants to run. No one's gonna chase. Does he have a bash? Maybe bait all along. Somnus go for the turn kill. As the ghost ship does land, but now it's actually Somnus in trouble. The rolling axe is on top of the Epicenter, also doing a little bit of damage on the outskirts though. He'll be fine for now. And it looks like he's gonna make his way out. Nova's gonna be a distraction if anything. And yeah, he's good. Wow, Troll's really chasing, isn't he? X-Nova, meanwhile, will actually be found. The dust comes out and he goes down. I'm guessing... Okay, no one's still in the area, but no, Troll, or Kunkka did make it out, excuse me.
And I love this. You just see bottom lane. Ame wants to farm, but there's always somebody like countering his farm, so he's forced to go to the jungle and just be a little less efficient.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, he's 4th in the net worth. He's basically been in that spot, basically tied with Omni Knight, who's 3rd on his team.
This is smart. You just keep up the pressure. Don't let Ame take over a game. That's, as Kyle always says, that's their game chain, their win condition. Just keep the pressure up, keep someone in his lane, and Axe.
Uh-oh, Chalice, did he go too deep? Static Store going to keep him in place. He's pretty much, or maybe not, the Rum. He'll stay alive for now. Chalice going to walk away, and he will be fine, actually. Roger. Oh, even the Sinity's Eclipse. Oh, he wants his kill, but what cost now? He's going to be lifted up. Did Ramses go too far? He actually got lifted away. He still wants the kill. He does have the Aegis, you're right, but, you know, just throwing it away. He's not even going to do that, though. He will have the heal. He had support. Pasha was obviously there, so he felt confident, I guess.
And Ame loves this. They're like, oh, OD just used ulti, pretty much one-shots me at this point in the game, and now I don't have to be too worried about it? All right.
BKB on him is also coming along.
I thought he would go Manta BKB, but I think SNY is just if he has to fight with his team, and farming the jungle is a little more efficient as well.
Yeah. You mentioned the Blade Mail. That's next in line for Axe, and it's coming up quickly. There's the BKB on Troll, by the way.
I think you're just going right. You have Repel. We haven't really talked too much about it, but just a repelled OD in the back lines or a repelled Troll in the front lines, you're not going to be able to touch him. You have pretty much nothing to go through it except that Axe.
You have the call, yeah, but can you really follow it up the best is the question. And right now, it feels like they are a little lacking on items to do so. Halberd just finished on Kunkka, so he does continue to look very good himself, and as we've stressed, that's going to be a big item pickup. They are looking on LGD's side for something. Will they find an opportunity? They do see Solo porting in, and they realize, okay, maybe we're the ones that need to run. That's the good call. FY, nice glimpse, by the way. Who did that catch? The axes, or the X is off, excuse me, and he will get away. They did catch FY, though, it looks like, or did they? Nope, never mind. Wow, everyone lived.
Yeah, this is space for Ame right now. That's it. Even though it is like the gold lead's going farther in favor of VP, it doesn't matter. As long as Ame's getting farm, LGD's gonna be happy.
Okay, look at these wards of Virtus Pro, by the way. There's one like literally in the base, and then there's one over there as being shown. Is that overkill almost, you think? Like, but this is still early on in the game.
This is the solo classic. It gives you just a ton of vision. I think you see, right, if Ame maybe leaves middle just to go farm the jungle, if you have a couple of heroes around there, that's going to be an easy pickoff.
Yeah.
I don't know. 4 wards is a lot, but the more vision you have, you can never say it's
just
a bad thing.
Just how deep it is, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Like, there's none of the Radiant jungle itself now, but anyways, the Axe, he's living? Not really. He is going to be beat down, yeah. Saw his life pool dropping at least.
And that's no Blade Mill. With the Blade Mill, you can't do that. Damn.
There's Bounty Hunter. A couple of kills just like that for Virtus Pro, and this could be a tier 2 top tower now.
This is the thing, though, that they are giving Ame a lot of space to farm, but this Axe needs his Blade Mill, and he's like the sacrificial lamb.
That he does. You mentioned against Troll especially. Going to be a fantastic item, but doesn't have it yet. The crowd is starting to really get into it. as Virtus Pro does have a 16-4 lead. Ramses, that's a lot of TPs. They catch the Terrorblade initially. FY, Metamorphosis is active. Gosha cut out for the side. Somnus, that's a trap of sorts, but Ami's still tanking to get the Thunder off in time. No, the extra imprisonment actually the last second. Ramses laying down the hammer just before that. Repel is set. There's the Thunder at the last second, but it might not matter. It doesn't look like it will. The clutch plays on both sides. What was on the favor of the Dire team,
nice
FY?
banish.
Well, he tried. He tried to finish off OD as well, but yeah, as you mentioned, those banishes were pretty clutch from Ramses throughout that fight.
Yeah, this is pretty rare though. The second to last banish, right? He thought that would kill the Terrorblade. You don't see Ramses make that, and then FY just missing that kill as well on the backside. Pretty uncharacteristic mistakes, but VP wins the fight.
Part of me wonders though, because I see what you're saying with the idea of he thought it maybe would have killed him, but it could have also been a play to like reset it, make it so he couldn't use the Sunder at that split second, realize they weren't going to kill him perhaps, and then try to get him after the fact. And obviously he still got it off, but they were able to kind of reset and then engage and finish him. So whether that was the case or not, that's how it ended up working for them in the end, and they get a tier 2 tower out of it. So they have their biggest net worth lead now of 7,000. But of course you can never be too confident when you're going up against a decently farmed Terrorblade at least.
Guardian Angel versus Terrorblade. People just forget like, none of that does damage. The hero, the illusion just doesn't do that much.
That's why they made a priority to get the Omni perhaps, but
first two.
That's right, it was a first two, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, not seen often. Now let's talk about the possibility of like a Razor coming out, but that eventually got banned by VP, so they went to Terrorblade instead.
And now Ramses, he finally, he's got the Hurricane, he's got the Blink, the BKB. Once he gets that if he gets the Sheepstick in the next, before the 30-minute mark, I think VP just wins one team fight and ends the game with that troll.
Nova. Oh, he's dusted though. He sees that. He's like, crap, I gotta get out. That's not gonna work. And they're just gonna leave
the dust just, I saw that too, and it looked like they saw him, but it barely missed.
Yeah, that was holy crap. So not only is he alive, but now potential for something out of this for LGD. In fact, Solo's really far up there. I mean, he has Repel. There is physical damage. Nice. With the XL. Is it going to be in time? No, it's not again. Saunders will fall despite the X defensively. They also kill FY. Just like that, a double kill for no one. 43 seconds, no buyback for FY. And actually, Axe is now caught too. The blade meal is up. Some decent return damage, actually. And he'll get the turn kill to Trollwood. Pasha getting low himself. The heal bomb will keep him alive and get the turn kill finally. But there you see a perfect example of that blade mail.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised they didn't prioritize a little bit higher, but they're still going in. The problem is they don't have trolls, so your top damage hitting at tower is OD, but it's still
not good.
Tier 3 damage. You never
Meanwhile,
know.
bottom lane, Terrorblade. Yeah, he's gonna outrace you for sure.
Space for Ame. Yeah, you can't.
He got stopped. Oh, he got stopped. This is big.
It's all X Nova.
Oh no, Terrorblade. What more is he gonna be able to get out of this? Yeah, you see Pasha trying to live back at the bottom lane. He got the tower. That's gonna be Rax.
They can't
just like that.
X Nova's a game changer. Shuriken to stop the TP.
Oh no, they're running back. They're running back. Oh my gosh, Ame's gonna TP out most likely. Yeah,
make space for Ame.
Do we know who stopped him?
I believe it was the Shuriken from Bounty Hunter because he was behind him the whole time. And that's the vision game. They don't have any sentries down in the lane. They're carrying dust, and that's great. You get vision, but you don't know where he's at the time. Man. X Nova, this guy, 2 Bounty Hunter games in a row. Obviously, VP still in the lead, but you just lost a melee. It's not even a ranged Rex. That's a full melee Rex.
There's 2 heroes that come to mind, at least for me. Again, the Luna, which we've seen, and then Terrorblade is, of course, the other one.
All main heroes.
Just like that, a tower and such as the Rax can melt, and a bit of a race there, and yeah, you get that couple of TP stops, and that's what happened. So the network still continues to be a lead for Virtus Pro, but
it's 21-5. I just noticed. This is, it's quote unquote a beatdown, but they're down a melee rack somehow.
And they only have 5 kills with a Bounty Hunter on top of that. So it's like this Bounty Hunter feels not the greatest, but he is still getting vision, so he's doing that at least.
Ooh, and they're just
stolen imprisonment.
I just love this. There's just these little things, right? Just lock no one down so he can't push the wave out quicker. Ame continues to farm the jungle.
Yeah.
And this is when you start getting nervous. Obviously, Troll with the MKB. If the TV wants to go Butterfly, not the best item anymore, but you got to watch out. Don't let them split push you like that. You got to make sure your waves are shoved in.
Butterfly's coming. He already has the most expensive component as well. That Eagle song, we see Roshan. They know though. Axe, he's ready. Kunkka is ready.
Nice positioning from Roger.
Torrent, Chalice, can he get in there? No, he actually gets a taunt onto, it looks like OD. Now comes the ship, and OD will die as well as the Sand King. Roshan, meanwhile, no one trying to finish it off. He is able to pick up the Aegis, and he gets the kill on Bounty Hunter right away. But now he needs to run. The BKB is going to be wearing off in a second. Can they catch him with Chalice, perhaps? The blind taunt, yes, it will catch Solo. And so they'll take him out, but they still keep the Aegis at least on that troll.
And that's what they just keep doing it again and again. 4v5 without Ame. It was such good positioning from both Chalice and from Roger. But Roger, that one little tree in the river, he like kept losing vision of the heroes.
Yeah.
Damn little tree, but still. VP, they get Roche, as you said, and no one gets the Aegis, but the gold lead down to 3K. It's going to be less with that tower. They're going for a base. Let's go.
I'm guessing Metamorphosis is ready on Ame there, so yeah, he's going to activate it.
Then you change the green dot up top to Metamorphosis.
If he catches no one there. Yeah, you're right. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? Anyways, Tier 3 going down. There's an X on no one. Not really going to make much out of it. Remember, they still have that Blade Mail, though. No one. He's dying. Oh, the G at the last second. That was a slam dunk attempt, by the way. That did miss, but they do kill Troll in the end. FY, he's
going
in
melee
no man's
racks,
land. He's dead. He is going melee racks, as mentioned. No one coming back up. The ship going through, though. Will hit the back lines. No one can be committed to this. He wants to go on Ame. Remember, they're doing Sunder, but it's not going to be enough. The stun lockdown gets the bash proc. They're also going to catch, it looks like Chalice for now. Maybe he has a Spinzo.
They're going for the racks.
The melee racks, they want the kill on it. Nova, he doesn't do enough damage, though. And he will end up falling as well. So they overcommitted for the melee racks of sorts. Yeah. And VIRTUS Pro capitalizes.
A rare mistake from Ame. I think he was guaranteed to die there, right? But instead of running, if he just suicided for the racks, I mean, it's still a lost team fight, but that would have been nice to get it. And that means two waves are always naturally pushing in your favor, but that's healable damage, Breaky. That is not the good kind for LGD right now.
And now you got VIRTUS Pro, of course, responding. Troll's that similar kind of hero with the battle trance.
Troll is like right behind Terrorblade and being able to push bases quickly. And even if TB has a buyback, which he doesn't, we can see, like, he buys back no Metamorphosis, not the strongest hero.
Axe does, so that's the curious question. Now, Tower's fine, but as soon as the racks start getting beat on, I kind of wonder if we're going to see that. But it's one of those situations, though. He's so close to Omnis.
That would have killed Solo. I believe he accidentally, or I think no one turned onto the left side. That was a nice play by him, accidentally or on purpose.
3 seconds on Axe. He is going to resurrect here, so they get the tower, but not the racks, and now the repel's put up, and they're just going to run. We do see the blink on Omni Knight as well coming into play there. Another item worth noticing.
Just not losing that melee racks now feels so big in the middle lane, because now they're 6K up, down from that 1K lead they had. And he's going to have that butterfly after about, Ame will, in about 1 minute here.
Something I've definitely noticed, though, is it feels like that the initiation has benefited LGD a lot more, specifically with that Axe, right? Where, you know, Roger hasn't been able to get as big of jumps himself, but that goes back to Axe right now. It's just such a strong hero, it seems like.
Ramses wants to farm up Sheepstick. Get to be up in about 900 gold here, so you just instantly blink Sheep someone. That's like... Terrorblade can get solo killed. Everyone on the other team can get solo killed, actually, besides maybe Somnus.
A lot of strength coming.
God, look at his HP. With just that, the drums and the halberd, he's 3.3K and the talent.
He got the 25 strength talent he just got there.
It's a damn good talent.
It is pretty good.
Damage, HP, and regen.
Butterfly is damn good on Terrorblade, actually finished. And hey, on Disc and Omni Knight, that's... We saw there was a Death Prophet game earlier, one of those best of ones that we were talking about. That is just so good.
The fact that only really Nullifier counters it is insane.
And it even, like, I know it counters it in a sense, but the travel time, anyways, Chalice is going to go in. There's a Blade Mail. The heal comes out pretty quickly, though, with the Astral Imprisonment. So Troll, the Sunder from Ame, drops it about half life. He has to be as well as a G, though. He's going to heal up right there, and Noah just beat down on a Chalice. He will win this battle, but the Shark does connect after the fact. But again, Omni Knight, he's on top of it with these heals. They're going to catch Somnus in that static storm kinetic build combination. Ame's just keeping on running this. As the Eclipse comes down, they do get the kill on Somnus, and they're going to take out the Terrorblade. When it's all said and done, the Eclipse on back. That's 4 dead, only X-Nova surviving. And VIRTUS Pro, another big fight for them. Now they're going to go base, no doubt, and there's no buybacks.
I like that. All the BKBs got popped early. No one left. He got Sunder, but he had the cheese. That's why no one just pops the cheese and just destroys them. Are they going to...
Did I just finish?
Nah.
That's what I'm thinking. They're finishing.
X-Nova just killed the Sheep Stick on Ramses. They are going to end it, though.
It doesn't matter. GG's called. GG, well played. Virtus Pro will force a Game 3 here in Russia.
That was a good game, honestly. Like, LGD at those times, like, is Ame gonna just break out of his cocoon and just destroy everyone? He doesn't end up. Good farming, good play from Xnova again. Are you still scared of the Bounty Hunter? I would be, but VP, they just snowball over. That would feel bad, right? Losing if you're up 21-5, and then you lose a melee racks out of nowhere because of a good play by Bounty Hunter, but they win it.
That was, looking back at it, that was definitely the opening for LGD in terms of possibly moving on to win that game, but obviously Virtus Pro, they kept their cool. You also kind of look back at the middle melee racks as we were talking about, the fact that he didn't die for that. In hindsight, it would have been worth it because he ended up dying anyways, but that really made the biggest difference. When it came to team fighting especially, it seemed like that they were pretty strong.
I don't think you can give Pasha a lane like that. Pasha just absolutely destroyed bottom lane, got a ton of farm, and then used his farm to get his other core's farm.
What a game, and we got a game number 3. I'm definitely excited. I know you guys are. I know this crowd is. Definitely. Panel, are you guys excited? Oh, I'm sorry. Not just yet. They're a little too excited.
They call me the analyst king for a reason, Breaky. But the thing is, you give I think it's so he makes it look good, but they end up losing on it. I just don't think they really had a last pick to counter that, and they were forced into their comfort zone.
Well, I also look at that Bounty Hunter especially, right? And the idea to see VP actually ban that hero, but ultimately they decided not to. They ended up fourth picking it. It almost felt like, okay, as you pointed out, we kind of have to take this hero, and it didn't really work out.
Yeah, I agree. I think Bounty Hunter might get, I know you guys thought it would get banned last game. I think it'll get banned this game.
All right, I believe now the panel is ready after all that excitement.
Big win as far as Virtus Pro are concerned, and that's what happens when you piss them off. They come back at you harder, and we're tied up at 1-1 right now in between these two teams. We'll let them take a break, obviously a well-earned break between these two before they get ready for game number 3, and then we'll have the draft for you. But Panama here, ready to review the game. Kyle?
It's China in a nutshell. This is why I feel like they have so many second places. They don't adapt mid-series. The top teams do. If the entire world knows what your last pick is, how do you expect to beat VP on their home soil? And they made a lot of big plays. They probably could have pulled it off, but you're at a disadvantage the whole game just from jump.
Yep. Gods, agree?
Yeah, I think LG did do everything to put themselves in position to win the game. Some great TP decision making with the split push, getting the bottom racks, but ultimately they didn't really have a solution to the troll. I think also VP having multiple methods of save really helped them. The Omni as well as the OD Astral meant the Axe couldn't really function the same way this game as he did last game.
Right. Definitely giving them some headaches for game number 3 in the draft now.
Yeah, for sure. This is kind of the problem with picking cores the first two, because they picked the Axe and, well, VP adapted this time. They picked the saves, which really helps out a lot. And, LGD going for the same things again, and the Bounty Hunter this time around didn't get those snipes off, which is pretty crucial. He was just moving around doing nothing really. So yeah, they didn't adapt. I agree with Kyle there as well. They just do the same thing, and then VP just changed their strat a bit, and boom.
Yeah, that's more like the VP we saw the day before last at the end of the group stage.
Indeed.
More powerful.
I mean, I could look at maybe score in this game. 0-3-2, the impact in comparison to the first performance is night and day, and I just don't feel like they were as activated. This is the sort of opener that I love because the Kunkka can play it as a support as well.
Yep.
So why not just put it as a support? I know they can play it. I've seen FY play it many times, but they just go back for the bread and butter, and I just don't think you can beat teams consistently if they can accurately predict what you're going to do, especially when they're of this caliber like VP.
Particularly when it's a hero like Axe, where a lot of the strength of this hero is the surprise factor. You haven't been versing it much lately. Teams kind of forget exactly how to draft or pick around an Axe, even play around an Axe, and you just did it once. VP are going to be like, okay, if they pick the Axe, this is what we need to do this time.
And even the item build is the same, right? The Crimson, the Vanguard first into Blink, Blade Mail, Crimson. But, it doesn't really do that much against an OD, and Troll isn't affected nearly as much as, say, a Gyrocopter, and you last pick a Terrorblade into a Troll. Like, Troll crushes Terrorblade. And it's just such a hard game they give with the Omni. I mean, it's so hard for me to find their win conditions. And it was essentially a sick play. The bounty cancels the TP. Omni gets a free Rax, but even that isn't enough. Maybe they get that mid melee, it makes a difference, but I still think VP wins every straight up team fight.
Yeah, definitely the stronger of the two in our second game. Do you know what we should do right now? We should check in with LGD, because we've already heard from Solo earlier on a very interesting career, but let's hear now from LGD's X-Nova.
Hi guys, my name's Michael Tortellini Cohen here at talking with my good friend X-Nova from PSG LGD. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Great, I'm doing well as well. Thank you for asking. Let's talk a little bit about your performance in the group stages. You've pretty much did very well in your groups. You've overcome all the teams except for Team Liquid. Is there any specific reason why you had troubles versus Team Liquid as opposed to, let's say, Mineski, which you guys had lost to at DAC?
For Team Liquid, I think it's kind of related to the patch update recently, because we don't really have much time to prepare for it, and we don't really know what the meta is about. That's why maybe Liquid have a takeover of the meta. That's why we causes us to lose the game.
Speaking a little bit about that patch, when you read it, what did you think about it overall? What did you think, when you read it, what did you think most about?
At first, we didn't really think about it. We think it's just a normal patch and some heroes changes and something. But then it actually matters a lot on the laning phase because of the first wave of aggro, creep aggro. That's why we experienced most of our games, we lost our early game. That causes us to have a lot of difficult games during the mid to late game stage.
Okay, yeah, I hear that, especially in these recent patches, that the laning phase is very important. Yeah, and now it's a 2-1-2 sort of lane now. Moving back onto your performance, in the group stages, you beat Mineski. However, you guys had lost in the finals at DAC. How did you overcome Mineski in the group stages versus when you played them at DAC?
During DAC, Mineski is quite a new team for us because we don't really play against C teams that much.
Okay.
And after losing to them, we kind of went back and discussed together and find out what's the problem, and we kind of use it in this tournament.
Okay.
And just a short one is that we understand how they play more than before.
Leadership with PSG LGD, how is it like? Is it one person who speaks and everyone listens? Or is it everyone sort of talks and works together?
Kind of related to the stage of the game. For the early game, it's mostly me and FY. The supports moving around, and we made most of the calls. And of course, after the laning phase, it would be maybe would make more of the calls of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So going into this tournament now, is there another team that you're very that you feel very confident about, or that you're very concerned or worried about?
I think Liquid has become quite strong now.
Yeah.
Compared to DAC, they improved a lot, and same as last year when they started to grow up and continuously win the games and until TI.
Okay, so thanks a lot for speaking with us. Best of luck in the tournament, and hope to see you guys come through in the end.
Okay, thank you.
There we go, X-Nova with Tortellini there. Thank you for the interview. And he did say, didn't he? Liquid, they're the team that they worry about. Didn't say anything about VIRTUS Pro, interestingly. I don't know if that's a good choice of teams. I mean, obviously Liquid are a tough team for them to play, but this looks like a tough series for them to come through as well, doesn't it?
Made it to a game 3, they've shown they can beat VP.
Yeah.
I think it's been a bit of a wonky series with just some sloppy plays from both sides throughout both the two games, as well as the drafting mistake of last picking the TB, I guess.
Okay.
You need a new flavor. Big play.
Yep.
Talk a lot about the importance of playing to win versus not to lose, and that's what I think really won them Game 3 at DAC when they were playing VP in that loser bracket final.
They did something out of the blue, didn't they? Caught Virtus Pro off their guard with the underdog pick.
I want to see them. I really like their Skywrath. I think that they'll pick that in this game, and I want to see if they can get more fling, but I just don't think VP is going to give it away.
Yeah, I also think it's important that they banned the Sanking this time around. If you've won 15 times with it, 100% win rate, that means you have a 100% chance of winning. That's simple stats. And stats don't lie, according to Nahas, so ban the Sanking.
You told me they did lie, though.
Some stats.
Man lies, maybe Nahas lied.
Right.
Maybe he's a liar. I don't know.
Just anyone else you want to call out while you've got the floor?
No, I'm good.
This is the problem with
Just go ahead, it's fine.
the problems with the statisticians, not the stats.
Ah.
They're just interpreting it, and we're not getting the full story.
Really? Is that how it is?
Apparently.
You can take that with Nahas next week.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. Alan doesn't know what he's going to get. I'd agree,
I'm not sure you know what you're going to get either.
Yeah. Shh, he's old. I like what he said, though, because I think you have to get rid of Sand King. And it feels like it's the perfect hero for Roger.
Yeah.
It gives him everything he needs. He can play super elusive. They crushed bottom lane. I did not expect an Omni Knight and a Sand King to be able to pressure Nax that hard. But then he's free to rotate into his tri-lane, and Omni's just crushing the laning phase.
Is it
VP had the top 3 CS at a point at 5 minutes. You can't give them that. They're going to win.
Is it not just that it's a great hero for him, but it's a great hero for the team too? Everything they need is kind of come from that, and even if he had a bad game yesterday, day before last, actually in the group stage, he had a bad game. First 10 minutes, he was all over the place. Just couldn't get into the game. What did they do? They group up as a 4-man. They leave him farm in the top lane. He gets back into the game. It's like, well, all right, then we'll do that. We'll do that way this time. I mean, it seems like they have all the answers whenever they have that in the side.
I think they had it right in game 1. You know, those 3 bans were the 3 heroes you want to take out against VP, the IO, Death Prophet, Sand King.
Yeah.
Didn't see the need to change it going into game 2, but I think sometimes you overthink what's going to happen in the next game draft, and that's what led them to changing that ban to the Lifestealer.
Yeah, I think Lifestealer as a concept is super overrated in the opener. It's a great hero, but you can beat it in the opener very easily, especially when you consider the heroes that Ame really likes to play. The Terrorblade, notably. You pretty much force a ban. I'd love to see Ursa come back. I'm a believer in that hero. It just doesn't hit towers, and traditionally Ame's main responsibility is to farm creeps and then eventually hit a Rax for his team. They let Maybe do the heavy lifting.
What did you make of the troll? Because that's the second time we've seen it today, and it's the second time it's looked pretty impressive.
I was a little bit worried when they put it mid, because I didn't think it would do well against Kunkka. But
just on the matchup?
Yeah, I mean, it still did fine there. He got ganked like a few times, so... But, it's no one. He played well. He got his farm back. He just crushed people. Late game troll. Permabash someone. Feels good, man.
They do the bans you suggest as well, Gods. IOD PSK can be expected. LGD with first pick in this game as well.
Well, they banned Luna again.
Yeah. Well, they banned the Sand King this time. They've gone back to the weather they banned in the first game.
I think they're either going to ban it or they're going to look to first to it. But I really think you just ban it. LGD has not... They have... not found a carry that they can consistently win games with outside of that hero. Their TB is solved, and they pick it even when it's into heavy counters. Don't give them... Yep, there you go.
VP's not a Luna team. Don't force a first 2 Luna as a block pick when you have a ban. I don't like the idea of block picks when you can just ban the hero.
Yeah. Question is, where does LGD go? Do you first pick a Rubik? Maybe you go back for a Slardar? A Bounty Hunter again? But, I really would rather not see that.
No, the Bounty didn't work so well last time. VP adapted pretty well, just sending the curry in the forest and so on.
Do they triple down on the Kunkka as their first pick?
No, please.
No.
Hey, there's some old school stuff.
So
I remember.
You remember?
I remember.
I remember.
You think that was a fun mechanic? Should it have got changed?
It was not a fun... Well, it was fun to watch, but it was not a balanced mechanic.
So how do you feel about techies then?
How can you compare the two?
I'd say they're equally
obnoxious.
Indeed.
Okay. I wouldn't disagree with that, but still.
Ooh, Rubik with Omni. It's almost like the Rubik is kind of protecting the Omni. Like, FYI, we're gonna pick Omni, and guess what? You do not get to play Rubik. You do not get to steal Omni spells this game.
I was going to ask you about that because that was the first time we've seen FY have a pretty really quiet game. I know he can't carry the entire team on his back as a Rubik, but it was very quiet by his standards.
They had no team fight. They couldn't really give Rubik a game because of that. They were just always playing this split push and playing catch up.
I think the importance of physical damage is being recognized by a lot of teams nowadays. You see it with the Crimson Guard being picked up early. Strength giving everyone so much health kind of removes some of the importance of burst damage because nobody's going to die to it. You need that sustained DPS. And while it doesn't, it's not offensive, but Omni effectively counters BKB timings. You just throw out the GA. You give away a repel. Like it does so much for your draft. And when you cover with a Rubik, I think that's a great way for VP to build a winning lineup in this critical game 3.
So the Doom picked up in the first two. I think in that similar vein, having Infernal Blade as percent-based damage has looked one way of dealing with these tanky cores. Also gives them perhaps some flexibility, but more than likely we'll see Chalice playing a 3-position Doom.
Doom is always a good hero. He counters every hero. You just doom them.
Yeah.
In lane, any lane, really. We even see him as a carry sometimes. It's pretty rare, though. Pretty rare. It just happened.
I think it's just become this quintessential offlaner because you can itemize for whatever you need, and you essentially just get really tanky. You have a billion health and run in with fire up, healing with a hood, something. Here, I think you just focus on taking out the Omni Knight. VP obviously with a lot of very excited fans in the audience. I'm sure they'd love to see a victory for the home team.
Absolutely.
And they decide to ban the bounty this time around. Kind of surprising.
I don't mind it. I think you take away the comfort, but at the same time, there's a Tusk already. Like, is that really the direction they're gonna go?
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like they may even put X-Nova on the Tusk and get like some Disruptor Lion type pick for FY. That seems more like it's in their comfort zone.
Yeah, I like the Disruptor against Omnia as well, especially with Tusk. It's so easy, and it allows you to play around choke points very well. This makes the game simplified. Could potentially see a Witch Doctor as well. A lot of teams seem to utilize that as a counter to these Omni Knights. And
Very popular with X-Nova as well. He's the most played hero in the last 3 months by a long way.
Ooh.
Alright.
Here's the Shaker. Okay.
That's Roger's hero. So normally solos on the Rubik, they almost only played as a 5, the Rubik.
Yep.
VP.
I think that might be setting up for a Viper 4th pick. Last pick the Ramses hero. Typical VP.
one game on Roger on the Rubik all year.
You need a Doom Soak. Preferably, you need 1, preferably 2. You need something that's able to frontline, sort of tank the spells, prevent the vision. I like the Rasta.
Huh.
It removes LGD's reliance on Ame to do all of their tower damage.
Yeah, that they often
It's really important.
They often pick this when they're planning on picking cores that don't hit buildings. So
Yeah.
I think they did like a PL plus some other hero for like PL Kunkka. I think they had with the Rasta. And I was like, well, these cores don't take buildings, but we've got Rasta.
Yep.
It will mean that Tusk is with FY, obviously. In this game.
Yeah, I think that's what you want to do as well.
Yeah.
FY's Tusk is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I like it because Rasta doesn't like playing against, specifically Furion, if there was one here. Like the Furions, the Visages, anything that can just sort of hit a medallion on him and just smack him in the face. He can't play. And then these roaming 4s, like Night Stalker. Anything that can get on top of him, throw it a slow, and like capitalize on his lack of mobility. Yeah. Shaker, you love playing against if you're Rasta.
Yeah, they've actually picked a very good time in the draft. As VP go back to the Troll Warlord.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Pretty good here against the Shaman.
Yeah, it doesn't really care so much about being doomed. If you get BKB off, you just run in, hit people. You don't care at all. So
I like the pick too because they prove they can play it on 2 players. So this doesn't. This leaves their hero pool wide open. I mean, VP specifically, Nolan and Ramses have a myriad of choices that are all. I like it.
That is so good.
That's good.
Actually, none of their heroes deal with Slack. Omni Knight, Shaker. These heroes hate playing against Slack.
Omni Knight though is pretty capable. I would say.
You'd say, or like throughout the game.
Throughout the game, because Slark is assassin, right? You got to get in, get out. But a repel on the target he's attacking removes all of his damage. A heal going through the shadow, Shadow Realm.
I guess I still look like Slark's going to build up a lot of Essence Shift stacks, and there's no real major threat to his life. There is the Earthshaker with his AoE stuns, but
I agree.
Looking pretty good.
They just need to be able to pressure the map, because right now their wave clear is a bit limited. They're very single target heavy. This maybe hero has to do a lot of work. I was thinking perhaps it would be a Quap, but then your team fight's a bit lacking. You don't have many cheap abilities to keep throwing out. You're super reliant on your supports and your Slark, and they're all so squishy. Then if your mid is squishy too.
Oh, there's a Leshrac still in the pool? Damn.
Yeah.
That was the first. That was banned out in game 1 in the first 3. Surprised to still see that lurking
It's
around.
only the
I wouldn't mind that either.
it's only the second Slark game for LGD during Epicenter.
Yeah.
And it's only the second time they've played it this year.
I'm curious to see how Ami will play it, because he hasn't really impressed me on the rotating cores, the ones that's usually what Maybe's role is. So we'll see if he has a extra trick up his sleeve. Lesh is banned out by VP. Love that ban. I think that would have fit flawlessly into LGD's lineup.
Birdman, cover your bases. Definitely not here. The lineup currently deals with, and potentially a last pick that does not want to verse a Brood either.
I think they might end up. You could go Viper. You can go maybe for a DK. I'd like a little more tower pressure. I want maybe another. You need a frontliner as well, something that can just sort of show. Like this last pick is showing, right? Slark's gonna play off map. You need something with wave clear, something that can draw the attention of VP in a team fight, create space.
The DK?
Could have picked the Leshrac for himself, but yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
It's like a DK or a Viper, I feel.
Could even see something more out there. Put maybe on saying Flash here, like an Ember type pick.
Oh, it's scary. I would like that a lot, but I'm just whenever you Slark Ember cores, I mean, playing into a repel, like it just feels really sketch.
Yeah, and VP have that last pick to kind of deal with whatever you get, and it can be a carry or a mid laner based on the troll's flexibility.
Yep.
Which is where you normally just pick something safe, like the DK type hero that just doesn't really get countered by anything.
I mean, you could gyro. I mean, I would say you could storm, but I don't actually. It's a terrible storm game. I'd love to see maybe on something flashy. I just don't think it fits the style.
What makes you a terrible storm game? I quite like that.
Too many stuns. I don't like it against troll. You don't want to buy a BKB super early in this kind of game, and again, it's just susceptible to getting rotated on. No tower pressure. Like, I feel like you just kill the supports if you're VP and you're just going to run away with the game. You have 2 heroes now that need to snowball. Like, somebody has to enable the Slark and give the Doom the ability to run around versus sit in a lane somewhere.
Could try to go for a Lina here, maybe. It's a good wave clearer, good in lane, create space. Are they going for the storm?
I like it. It's just...
There's Shaker and Rubik for stuns. I always feel like Storm matches up well against the Shaker because you can just jump on top of him and play around the fact that, Shaker's going to do what he does.
It's always nice when you have these 2 cores that are in and out. I'm just concerned that they're playing away from team fights, right? And they have the potential to, doom a key target, Storm jump somebody else, Slark's causing chaos, finding a support. It's solid. It's strong. I just feel like if VP is able to take these towers early before the roster's level 6, get some tempo going, win their lanes, it just seems like a hard game for LGD. I think you'd go...
Dragon Knight? Oh, Lina. There you go, Lina.
Yeah, I don't know about this. This looks not too good for VP in my opinion.
I agree.
This feels like a really good solid draft from LGD. The Slark will probably have a free farm, even though Omni is a really good laner. If he doesn't get help from someone, an Earthshaker is kind of good, but I don't think he's the best. So
it looks good, but it hasn't been like their comfort picks, which is where I think maybe there's concerns for LGD.
Is this another one of those game 3, let's throw him some surprises?
I mean, both drafts are solid, and I think that against these 2 teams, very evenly matched. It feels to me like the one with the trump card is going to end up winning. And right now, I don't see answers to the Slark or Storm if the game gets late enough. So as long as Ame plays Slark like crystallized it, I think that LGD will take this game 3.
Okay, Gods.
I'm liking both drafts as well, but I'm going to have to go VP on this one. I think they're a team that has shown an ability to do well on the lane stage and snowball, and I think LGD is a bit too far out of their comfort zone.
Okay, Henrik?
I would say LGD as well here. I feel like the way VP wins is they need to snowball this game. If this game goes late, they got no answer for Slark, and he's just going to go ham.
All right. Okay, decisions have been made as far as the panel are concerned. 2 for LGD and 1 for VIRTUS Pro. Let's find out which one goes through to the top 3 and the upper bracket final to face Liquid. It's VIRTUS Pro versus LGD, Game 3.
There was another hero other than the Axe that we were talking about last game that's been doing really well this event in this kind of new meta, and Slark was the name. Sure enough, LGD picks up Slark here for game number 3, and how about this? Already action off the bat, apparently. Not going to be a kill in the end, but running down solo. But yeah, we got a Slark.
Yeah, we do. One of the other things, we do have a 5-position Rubik. You see a few I've heard some captains just absolutely say 5-position Rubik does not work. And you have one of the best teams in the world, obviously. VP always picks up for solo. Like, you've never seen Roger play. It's always solo. So I'm excited to see how he does with that. And Earthshaker, man, that hero. It's like, early game, you get a good fisher, maybe you get a kill or 2, but if you don't find farm somewhere, it feels so difficult to do stuff with that hero.
I was a little curious about the Doom pick and the Rasa pick for that matter. The idea of Rubik, potentially pretty good against those targets, specifically for the spell steal and his null field. As I say this, solo can take some good damage, but of course, LGD does a good job getting the bounty rune, and that's going to be a 3-for-1 in their favor, actually. Yep. So, well play. But yeah, what do you think of that? Like picking up a Rasa and a Doom into a Rubik, is that really a huge concern?
I don't mind too much. I mean, obviously, I'm a pretty big fan of Shadow Shaman because it's a 5/4 position that can always push towers by itself. And well, there's Earthshaker with boots. I don't know, man. Earthshaker early game just feels so weird without those fishers. But
Essence Shift doesn't even have pounce or anything like that, though. It feels like that shouldn't happen.
It just stacks it up. Yeah, you get those shackles, I believe. Usually you like getting lightning at level 1, but shackles are great too if you have a Slark with Essence Shift.
Well, missing that kill, unfortunately, but as you saw, I mean, it's understandable, frankly, because, yeah, you wouldn't really expect that, but it happened, a 1-0 start just like that for LGD. How about this mid matchup, though? The panel was talking, you even called that, got to give you credit there. He called the Storm Spear pick for LGD. He's in trouble here, though. There's that block. It's honestly like, all right, come fight me, bro. Puts down the Remnant. It's not going to matter. He goes down. Great block from Roger, sets up that kill.
And that is what you do. It's the one thing you can do early game, and he does it perfectly, gets it. But yeah, Storm, I'm kind of with Kyle here. I think they needed a flashy hero for Somnus here, but Storm might have a difficult time. We heard God's time about, Storm can just zip and get on top of the Earthshaker, but Earthshaker as well can just, hide in trees and get that instant stun off on Storm. He's one of the few who can, so it's kind of a, I don't even know.
Give and take.
Yeah, give and take kind of thing.
Type of deal. Yeah, Lena, also a nice final pick, I think. We were talking about, okay, they have the Storm. When do they go next? As Somnus is in trouble again. Solo's coming in. Now there's the RTP, so no one doesn't have the most life to work with. Nice shackles onto the Rubik. No one. FY wants to go after him, though. Meanwhile, kind of split fighting going on. No one's going to pop the Fairy Fire. Puts out the LSA. He just wants to live at this point. FY cannot chase enough, and no one should survive when it's all said and done, pending another shards. I don't think that's coming out. Rubik also managed to live, by the way, so maybe they should have focus fired a little better.
Man, I thought people said 2-1-2 was back. We got a 1-3-1 kind of situation on both teams, and now they are going to roam around. I do like how the Tusk and Rasta are playing with each other, though, playing together.
Nova? I don't think he's getting this.
Roger has boots. If Roger didn't have boots or he did have boots, probably would have got that kill.
Yeah, and they nerfed the shackle damage. This is a little bit ago now.
Yeah, that shackle damage is actually like 4 damage per second or something like that at level 1. It feels really garbo.
It feels pretty bad. So we have right here Pasha, top lane, of course, once again playing the Omni Knight, and
not a free lane this time.
Well, that, and they quickly responded with the Doom for that matter. So of course, great against him, obvious reasons. He dooms him up, and all of a sudden Omni's just running around like a melee creep, basically. So.
Yep. Man, it just, I don't know. The Omni was a big point of how they won last game, and now it feels like they're getting bullied in most of their lanes except for middle.
Well, speaking of that middle, again, no one zoning him out quite a bit. Roger's assistance definitely helps. Ramsey's bottom lane. He's once again going to be harassed himself, but a bit back and forth it feels like. It's Troll is winning the matchup so far with CS, but man, look at that Slark, 20 and 14. Fantastic time for Ame.
That's the thing in Doom. I mean, 9-0, and he can always take a creep. And now Pasha, in quite the pickle here.
He doesn't have a TP. He doesn't have he could have eaten a mango, but obviously at that point it didn't matter.
The Essence Shift, even level 1 Essence Shift, it just stacks up, and you are taking so much damage.
That's Slark. That's 2 kills for the Slark and the CS that he has.
I mean, Somnus having a rough one, right? Because if he goes down the hill and Roger does block him, more than likely he's dead until he's level 6 every single time. So he has to play safe, but I'm sure his Slark's like, don't worry, just don't die, I got this.
So I know, speaking of the start, again with Slark, the early Shadow Blade, we've seen a couple of dominating performances from that hero in this tournament. And I believe Kyle brought up Crystallize actually being one of them. If Navi, of course, had a couple of games that were very impressive. So Ame looking to have the same kind of storyline here for his team.
Yeah, Kyle brings that up because he's worried, right, that Ame likes to play those farmers, those Terrorblades, those Lunas. When Slark, you want to get that Shadow Blade and get those kills, but no one's in trouble.
Somnus going for the turn kill on no one. FY's going to assist. A snowball at the last second will clash, but not the longest stun. And no one goes out aside the Dragon Slip. Not enough damage to take out Somnus, though. The Ice Shard will block in no one. And no one's still fighting strong. They did end up taking out the Storm Spirit. FY will be able to get the kill, though, onto Lena. So make it a 1-for-1. Both mid-cores going down. We're not even done just yet, apparently. Gonna run down Roger a little bit, but not enough mana to work with for Nova.
What a bloodbath still. Just 6 heroes middle. They finally, LGD's like, all right, we got to help our middle out a little. Roger is just being a bully.
You know, the second game was a much slower paced game. The first game, though, if you remember, I mean, it was like 30 hero kills in 15 minutes at a point, it felt like. So it feels like we might be on for a pace like that this time around.
Yeah, even without that many kills, right? You saw that like 2 fights ago middle. Like everyone lived with like 50 HP each. It's going to be, once heroes get their ultimates, there's going to be a ton of kills. Earthshaker can finally lock somebody down.
God, these FY skins, by the way. Every time I watch this team and see him with
this dude's on some, I don't know, the old version of Mario Kart when you like mirror image race yourself. Yeah, I love it though. It looks cool.
He is trippy. Coming to the bottom lane, Rubik. They have no clue. Obviously, it's a smoke play now in the flank though. Earthshaker's coming in for VIRTUS Pro. All of a sudden, we have a 3 versus 3, and here we go. Doom, they're running on an Omni Knight. Again, they do not realize, or that's Troll. Ramsey's so possible rolling axis is going to be blocked in by the shards and no chance to get out. I mean, the sports really couldn't do enough. In fact, they need to be careful not to die themselves. And Rubik, unfortunately for him, it looks like Solo's also going down as well. A double kill for Chalice. This Doom's going to get out of hand quickly at this rate.
He is. And now you look at bottom lane, it's 22-0 versus 34-2, so it's not that bad for the Dyer's team, and they're getting these kills, but your Slark is just taking over, 41-26.
Look at the bounty runes, too, being controlled by LGD. Whoa, going for the Lacuna Blade, and it works out. And he says, well played to himself. Nothing like a player giving himself props.
But that's the problem, right? You know you're winning middle, but once Storm gets 6, I mean, wasn't that the famous Sumail game, like 0-4 in 11 minutes or 0-6 in 11 minutes, took over the game? Storm definitely can come back, unlike some heroes.
Oh, no one. After that death of Storm, he comes back in. He will dodge the LSA, though.
And the Fisher.
He is kind of blocked in, however. He's not level 6 just yet. It's an Opal Lightning. He's going to be taken for a ride with that Snowball, though. Can he get out of this? He still gets nuked down. The LSA connects, and they do get the kill, but at what cost for no one? No, he's just going to walk it off. Shackles from X-Nova. That's going to be stopped, though, quickly. F1 barely able to get that Fisher. No, the uphill auto attack. It does connect. Double kill for no one, and now they want to make it a hat trick. For the team at least, but X-Nova.
He ran around the fin. The Fisher was like all the way to the town. He like ran all the way around it, almost died. But Ice Shards won't be in soon enough. Man, that Storm. I said you could come back, but dying twice in 30 seconds does feel pretty damn bad. But you're Slark, 55-30. You've got to go back on Ame, but he does have to make space. He can't just go for this like farming old, quelling blade or iron talon build we used to see Slarks do because it's not in the game anymore.
Obvious reasons there, yes. It starts with the Shadow Blade, though, of course. And right now he doesn't even have it queued up yet. He's got the Acula, Power Treads. He's going plenty of build-up. Right here, wouldn't be surprised, maybe you'll want even on top of that. But the Shadow Blade, it's going to be coming next, you feel like.
Something flying out, so I assume it might be the Shadow Amulet or something. He definitely doesn't have a Shadow Blade.
I was going to say, it's
at 8 minutes.
That seems a little under-farmed, so we'll check in a second. But Somnus, he wants to deal with Roger. He is level 6 now, as we notice. That ball lightning, Roger, though, with the Fisher. Somnus, it is the 8-minute bounty rune coming up. Chalice running over. That's what he really wants. And he'll take it. So he falls back. What kind of build is this going to be on Storm Spirit, by the way? Definitely go Plethora, more aggressive. Orchid, a Lincoln's, yada yada.
Lincoln's feels super slow, but you might have to. Orchids, Yeah, probably Kaya first. I think Kaya is still almost needed on Storm, especially to come back into this game. I think something like an Orchids is needed just for the Earthshaker. And you want that Linken's for Doom, but it's such a slow build-up on that hero
Doom is
now.
on his own team, so in this
my
game,
bad, my bad.
Linken's
Rubik, pardon me.
Yeah, Linken's, I mean, that was just throwing out items, frankly. So. But then there's, of course, the Bloodstone idea. You got to wonder if that's on his mind, of course, and, you know, when you get that.
That's the thing, though. Rubik's almost guaranteed a Doom from Doom unless he uses, like, a neutral ability, right? Because you use Scorched Earth to get in to use Doom, and you're not going to devour during the fight, so...
Yeah.
We're going to see. I can't wait to see what Solo steals, because he's not the flashiest Rubik player, but he's a very successful one.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, man, Somnus is so under-leveled, under-farmed.
No
just hit
power
level 7.
treads yet. That's a struggle life. If you ever see one for a Storm Spirit. Bottom lane, FY, he's trying to find an angle. Doom's there with Doom, ready to go, but they realize there's more numbers here than maybe expected initially. Can he get the snowball off? Yes, he can. X up on top of the shackles, just in range of the fissure block. And here comes that ball lightning. Gonna finish the job at least on a Roger. Meanwhile, in the backlines, we see Doom going at it with the Lina. And yeah, there's the actual kill. Double damage rune definitely helping with that.
God, such good Lina play. Oh, sorry.
They go too deep? Nope. Actually, the Laguna Blade, not enough damage on FY. FY's rolling in. If they can take out no one, the Ice Shard block is going to miss. However, TP's coming to the Shrine, and they get the return kill on FY. Somnus does not have the most mana to work with. He has to be so careful right here. Someone makes a juke. Doom's going to get caught, though, and now Somnus just simply running away. He's using some bottle charges. Going to have just enough mana, perhaps. No, he gets hit with the fissure. No follow-up stun, though. If an LSA hits, that's probably a kill, but no one. He's going to try to land it now. He actually will hit it still. Again, not the most mana to work with Storm Spirit, so going to have it might be a ball lightning. No, he goes down. No one with the mega kill streak, so clearly overcommitment on LGD side.
Yeah, Lina didn't have the mana for that first one, but just kept chasing after, knew he didn't have mana to zip away and gets it. That was just good play by Lina on the backside during that whole engagement. Hit like 2 Light Strike arrays just on 2 heroes, the Doom running at him the whole time. So his team got the little guys while he was baiting the big guys. And well, this is the guy though. You're not on a Terrorblade this game, but he is very farmed on that Slark.
Yeah, it's much different in the sense of he will come online a lot sooner, of course, than a Terrorblade. And the Shadowblade is just about finished. He actually ended up getting the wand first, and so I think he had like 2,400 gold. So basically, the Shadowblade completed.
But it is going to be, I mean, right? Lina, until Lina gets that Yules, Lina's just a free kill for you at some point. You do have a lot of long-range stuns. Earthshaker can, you know, time his stun after the Dark Pact, but it's going to be scary. And he has the Shadowblade before 11 minutes with all that build-up. That is insane.
That seems pretty good. Again, he's had free farm, got a couple kills on top of that, 1-0-1. So once we see that Shadowblade acting as inventory, I assume we're going to see him pretty much look to use it right away, right? It's like a Blink Dagger play.
You got to buy space for your Storm, exactly. Because this Storm is level 7, the other team's Doom is, I mean, your Doom is 8, pardon me.
You really want the Doom to be versus the Storm?
Yeah, my bad.
All right, luckily for Storm Spirit, Doom is on his team, because yes, that would be pretty good against
it. But Solo is 6 now, so we're going to see quick smoke gank here. They didn't do it under a ward, but nobody's showing on the map, right? You have the Troll just farming Ancient, so he's not on the map. Then you have these 3 just moving, but it feels a little bit obvious.
Yeah, and you can tell by the positioning of Somnus, he knows something up. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to get away. In fact, he's going to run right into the trap, so... Oh, he gets the ball lighting off. He couldn't fissure follow up in time.
Ouch.
Yeah, that seems like it should have been a free kill, absolutely, but the initial stun was not enough.
It looks like Ame actually was going for a kill. He just shows up from the Radiant jungle in the middle.
They try to do a smoke gank, I saw on the mini-map.
And that's going to take bottom tower instead while Ame makes space middle. I like that. So Ame's still farming. You're going to get that tier 1. You might lose your tier 1 top as well, but you're fine with that at this point. You need the team gold.
This is what that Rasta support brings. The panel was talking about it. Obviously, with those wards, brings you great tower pushing. You have that, you know, in a team that does feel pretty weak with sieging overall, you know, your cores aren't the greatest at it. Having Rasta definitely helps with that cause.
If you see Sentry ward down, Solo puts it in the trees by their tier 2 middle, so can't get the kill there because he's spotted.
So he'll farm instead. You can't farm heroes, you can farm creeps, I guess.
That's the problem. Solo's warding. I mean, you talk about heroes versus heroes, but it always feels like VP outward the other team, and that's why Sanchain obviously wrote a whole guide against him.
Somebody, yeah, had a vendetta right there, safe to say.
And I mean, even last game, right? You saw Solo all 4 of his wards down, never getting countered. He always finds ways to just find new places to place these wards and outward the team.
If I'm not mistaken, that was the ball lightning stolen there by Rubik, so he can zap around now.
That's right. You instantly zip in and get the lift. Feels good.
Pasha has no clue that Ami's right on top. The sharp block, there's the Doom effect. That was a pretty long-range Doom, honestly. Feels like it's usually a much shorter range than that, but it's Chalice. Has an extended range. Did a Dota Plus. No, I'm making that up. That's not a thing.
But 9 Pasha was just farming bottom and gets killed, so it's a 1-for-1 trade. Man, that Rasta for it just feels like Ame isn't getting enough done right there. They get a kill right there, but it was a full-on like 4-man rotation just for that kill.
Yeah, usually with that Slark, you know, obviously getting help is fine, but ideally he could even get pickoffs by himself. He talked about this though. Lena has the Yules now, so she's not going to be that free kill anymore.
Yep, you always hope for. You just Yules into the air, Earthshaker, TPs, and can't follow up on you.
Yeah. We haven't talked about Troll much this game. Troll's kind of just been almost AFK doing his thing for Virtus Pro. Of course, Ramsey's playing it, and I assume his farm's coming along nicely. I would guess an SNY at this. Oh, no, what am I saying? Battlefield, of course.
Yeah, they're doing very similar playstyles, which is weird considering their heroes are so different. It's pretty much just not 4 protect 1, but it's like 4 heroes run to one side of the map, your carry goes to the other. 4 heroes go back to that lane, your carry goes to the other one.
There's the roster wards.
Free cooldown. Yep. Oh, did he steal it? Yep.
You can never give that. I mean, obviously in that case.
Yeah, that one's harder to give up, right? Because you have to hex a creep and it's a lot of mana.
Yeah.
Oh, Ramsey.
That's a big kill for Ami, and the Dark Pact will allow him to do so. There you go. That's more like it with the Slark Shadowblade. So LGD feeling pretty good off of that, and sure they gave up wards, but yeah, he just finished it. So I guess that's kind of the good news for Troll. He at least just got the Battle Fury, but top lane, they want to kill Slark in response. He's too slippery though.
Yeah, man, this is just a strange game from what we've seen. Like, you just see Shadow Shaman doing what he needs to do, just pushing in lanes by himself, showing in bottom lane, getting pushed in by Tusk, and then you have 2 cores. You have Storm and Slark both top, oddly enough. There's the Kai on Storm now. Yeah. The value.
Let him recover. He is struggling. I mean, I know that's been kind of the trend, but man, seeing him down there.
This might be an early BKB, honestly, on Storm Spirit versus Earthshaker, Rubik. I mean, obviously, Steel goes through it. You know, the Laguna goes through it, but still blocking out any of those stuns that shut you down.
Echo Saber. That is finished now on Slark, so a good follow-up to the Shadow Blade. Nice farming enhancement with the Essence Shift, also great. It's just a great tool all around. It is an interesting item build for this hero, and it's like Shadowblade Echo Saber. There's no other hero really in the game. I feel like that's really a thing.
Right, no one even gets Echo Saber, I think, but him, strangely enough. And, you know, old Tiny, but RIP to that hero.
Maybe a Sven. Yeah, it's really not a popular item right now, but seems like a core on this hero. Solo. That's a solo kill. No way he's going to get out of that one unless he roster wards. Oh, the blocks him in, actually. Nice. Shadow Dance. Ame, can he get out of this some way, somehow? Oh, no! The Echo Stomp used. I mean, they get the kill. Okay. Well, we'll calm it down a little bit. That was...
The crowd had a hush over it as that happened, though. My goodness. I was nervous, too. I'm like, oh, you can't give away this Ame kill.
Yeah, Slark's a hero that could definitely slip out of that, too. So that was close, but they make it happen. So we'll act as if it hit, you know, because really it didn't matter in the end.
This is really strange. Like, Tusk is usually, I'm going to go make plays. He's been farming bottom this entire game. He almost has a blink. Like, he just has, I mean, he's been making space for himself, and they haven't been losing anyone. They're up 2K. It's just very odd.
Using that Kaya, wants to get a free kill, at least what he assumes is a free kill. He is committing a little further than maybe he would like for this, but he does eventually get it, so.
He's going York, yeah. I think God's right. That's what makes Storm so good versus Earthshaker. You get that Orchid, you use it on him while you're flying, and it's a free kill.
Yeah, thinking back on that kill on Slark, by the way, that goes all the way back to Rubik stealing the wards middle.
And block him in, yeah.
If he doesn't have those wards, that kill doesn't happen in the first place. So, you know, just the great heads up by Solo to know, you know, that was the last ability to use, to be right there in position to steal it.
Man, this Tusk has a blink, has a full earn, almost level 10. Him plus Slark can kill actually anyone on the map right now.
Yeah, that is an early blink, isn't it, for that hero? This time he's not as high as his Storm Spirit teammate, but he is farming. He's farming more than the Omni Knight right now on the other side, actually. So very good news for LGD. And we're going to see a smoke play out of Virtus Pro. We got Roger. No blink just yet, though. 1350 gold saved up, so still a little bit of time before that's coming in. I don't know what they're going to be able to do with this smoke in the meantime.
BP's so good at just denying towers. I think it's one of those things you deny so much gold from the supports on the other side of things by getting that deny. and obviously teams focus on it, but they defend towers a lot quicker than most teams.
They're trying to bait out this Doom, but that's not going to work. Doom, well, they can trap him in, I guess. The LSA will completely whiff, but it doesn't matter. Easy collapse equals easy kill. All 5 heroes coming together. It should transition nicely into a tier 1 tower top.
Yep. They just have to make sure bottom doesn't get pushed in. It is a Slark, so the one person who can solo pressure towers on that team. I'm looking at the Roche again. Neither team has a Roche team again. VP probably a little better, obviously. Lina with the items as well as Troll, but Storm and Slark are not Roche takers at any point in the game.
Yeah. Ame on that Slark, helping to push the bottom lane. He had the Rasta wards obviously coming out as well. Currently level 1 Rasta ward still. Here, Troll though activating his ultimate. That's because he found Rasta. And I'm guessing a bash proc was thrown in there.
Man, that's just... yeah, LGD's playing a little sloppy right now. They were up 3 to 4K. They're down to 1K. They haven't really made many moves with this Shadow Blade. We saw that one top. He got a kill, and then he instantly died. Now he's back to farming.
Slark, level 15. You see his attack speed talent he decides to pick up. There's Lina, of course, going more the health route as far as she's concerned.
Yeah, versus a Storm and Slark, you just want to survive to get your Yules off so your team can rotate in.
I also saw the BKB coming along for Lina, and that's, an item that kind of go into the same logic that you're talking about. It's going to be helpful in that case. So that's going to be next in line. Rubik, not the most farmed. They're trying to finish a one.
The old solo Rubik, even broker than normal. Okay, they're going to go in with the Troll. They do have, obviously...
Solar.
Yeah.
Solar crest there, Doom.
No one's by himself.
Yeah, that's an ambitious no one right here. Nice snowball juke, and I mean, it's space created for Roshan?
They have to know, because he popped the ulti.
Oh, you're right. He's going at the last second, but Rosé will pick it up, but now can they get out Roger? It's a trap for him. He's definitely dead. It's a matter of how long can he live. The Doom is applied to Troll Roll that he's just going to run. He does not want to commit to a fight. FY trying to change that. They're going to pick up Posh at the backlines as well, and the Walrus punch to keep the Troll Roll into place. The net on top of that from Doom, and they're just going to run down. No one right there. Or Ramses, excuse me, and they're going to go for the follow-up kill now after the Aegis Resurrection. He pops rolling axes. That's all they can do. That's a triple kill for Ame. That all started with no one kind of being in
a peculiar spot up there, yeah. And then it's funny, right? He dies right there, and they hear the Troll ulti. They know, they're like, wait a minute, 100% inside Roche. They run it. He does get it. He denies it from LGD, and obviously Storm, like the best Aegis hero, but LGD can't really take Roche anyways by themselves, but they deny it, and now they might just pressure this tier 2 with level 1 wards from Shadow Shaman again.
That was a very positive way to think about the outcome of that fight, Grant, as, Rasta, okay, well, maybe you get him, yeah, sure. Kill him, Laguna Blade committed it, and gets the free kill out of it.
Yeah, that's the best part about Shadow Blade. It's not that a damage, the attack speed or anything, you just invis, you show up on someone, you get that easy stun, because your stun, you don't go out of invis until your stun actually hits, which is nice.
That's Slark, though, on top of the charts, 12,000 plus net worth. You saw the Echo Saber with the Shadow Blade. That Eye of Scotty is now coming quickly. 4,000 gold saved up for Ame. Is that the right choice, you think?
Yeah, you just get stats a hero, right? Like, on some heroes like Troll, you need MKB, you need to get damage items. For him, stats are damage. As long as you're surviving, you're attacking, you're building up that shift, and you're stealing a lot of agility. Which is not only just damage in team fights, it's also armor. More agility you get, more armor you get.
That's true. There's the blink finally on Earthshaker. It's safe to say a bit later than Roger would have liked at 22 minutes in now, but at least he has it. So Virtus Pro has that going for them.
Somnus level 16, and we know he had one of the worst starts, but Storm is a hero that can come back. People like him and Lina, they can flash farm very quickly in the 400 HP town, so a little beefier.
Can absolutely recover, and that he has to an extent. Of course, his net worth still a little bit lower than the other cores, but he's getting up there. We mentioned with the Orchid that he has, as well as like Kaya. I believe I saw a BKB on him next. The BKB is going to be a really popular item in this game, apparently.
Oh yeah, especially against VP. Like, they just have a bunch of, besides Troll, like everyone else gets countered by a BKB for the most part, including DGen Aura.
Oh yeah, Virtus Pro, they have the repel to work. Uh-oh, that's a sentry. Okay. I was going to say, does he go on him or just run? And Somnus is not going to have any of that. Get the hell on out of there.
So it's a much slower paced game after this 10-minute mark. And we wanted Omni to rotate around, but him just farming is completely okay because, I mean, this Slark is going to dominate this Troll in those fights.
sure, almost like something happened.
No, we're just...
That was one of those cases where the crowd kind of reacts, you know, like, what are they showing something on?
Encouraging their team right now, but
showing some of the cosplay.
They need to, because right now LGD is killing it.
Oh man, that's okay. I mentioned it last time. I thought it was a free kill. He ended up getting turned, but that's absolutely a free kill. The stop. He applies Doom though.
But he gets
a nice Kisarun. The shard block will connect. They don't see him though, and that's makes it a little more awkward to run him down. So
yeah, what a nice rune there. No one doing a good job pressuring top tower. Down to 50% HP. X Nova.
He might be dead. That's a blink on Roger. Remember.
Does have level 2 wards now, but yeah, he's dead.
Let Lena take care of business. There's the follow-up. Tuska's porting in, actually, to, if they catch Lena, the Shadow Blade use. And she is going to be able to get out. Roger, different story. He's dead for sure. Obviously, out of those 2 targets, though, if you're Virtus Pro, it's okay. We lost our Earthshaker. Could have been worse.
Now, in case you're in a pub like that and you didn't know, you can Shadow Blade while you're TPing, and it doesn't cancel it. Be surprised. A lot of people don't know that.
Good old that. The Glimmer Cape idea, channeling Death Ward on Witch Doctor, my favorite. Freezing Field.
Nullifier next on Slark.
Nullifier, yeah.
Huh?
A lot of BKBs.
Yeah, exactly. BKB on Lena is good absolute. Now Lena turns back into this. Well, I thought I was BKB, but no, I'm not.
Oh, okay. I was going to say maybe some Bash Box could save him, but the Shadow Dance comes out, and the fact when one core can solo kill the other core like that, you got to be worried.
Yeah, you definitely are. Ame is just way more farm. Even like you have the Echo Saber, all that. Troll has a Battle Fear Yasha. That's like the prime farming build. Yeah. Like you should be able to out farm almost Lunas at that point, but Ame is doing so good at just keeping 2K ahead the entire time. BKB is on Luna now, and Nullifier is still a decent chunk away for the Slark.
Yeah, Lena looking for a kill, but as we see on the minimap, that's not going to be the case. As there's the BKB on Troll, sure enough, he would have liked that just a little bit earlier. Unable to have it though, but we already talked about the Nullifier coming out, so it's not there just yet, but Ame's working on it. There's a gem on Ame as well. I believe he picked that up from somebody. I think I saw that on the ground earlier. Oh, it's FY, so okay.
So they just can control the map, right? You see all these sentries from Radiant. He can come and clear these out if he wants. There you go.
That he is. Doom, he's got the blink, he's got drunk for the team, but he's got that initiation as the point, and that especially, specifically, I'm sure it's either the Omni or the Lena that he's looking at Doom here.
This feels a lot like from game 1 to game 2, right? VP countered that Bounty Hunter, did great. This Omni Knight, has had zero impact, honestly, in this game, and it's all about, they got Doom for him, they got Storm to jump on him. We just haven't seen anything. He had a bad lane as well. They definitely had something to do with his Omni Knight having a bad time.
LGD doing the whole let them come to us strategy. They're being very patient in the Radiant jungle, and if for a second it looked like Lena was actually going to go on that uphill, there is a sentry ward there, but not the case. No one decides to farm middle, and now on the left side of the map, clearly Virtus Pro is aware that something's up, as they're completely avoiding the right side of the map right now, so.
Yeah. I would definitely like LGD to pressure a little bit harder right now. You have level 2 wards from the Shadow Shaman. Ame is obviously the most farmed on the map right now. But you are scared. You don't want to run into a GA kind of Echo Slam combo.
Yeah. But the turn is very real for Virtus Pro. That's a good point to bring up. You cannot overcommit for that exact reason.
Yeah, but the problem is, Troll is going to eventually outfarm you.
Chalice. Oh, there's a snowball save right next to him, and beautiful play. Look at that. That's, they make it look so easy, really and I sit here like, no wonder I'm a scrub in this game.
Anyone else would have just rolled onto a hero and just died to all 5 of them anyways, but right onto the one creep that was there.
Playing for $1 million here, just another lander in the season. Let's make the insanely difficult play look easy. Anyways, Ame, he's 2,000 gold saved up. Lincoln's is the next choice on Lena, by the way, as there's the BKB finished on Storm Spirit.
Yeah, you needed the early BKB in this game.
But how about the Lincoln's choice on Lena? Is that necessary here, you think?
I mean, obviously versus the Blink Doom, it's very good, but the Orchids, obviously, Storm can pop it pretty easily in the backlines. Orchid or Pole can do it, then Doom comes on the back. And Doom, it's not like I have to Doom Lena, you know? There's an Omni Knight here, sure, whatever.
That's what I was going to bring up if you did, so I'm glad you did. We just got finished saying how either of those targets, you're fine getting onto Doom in the fight, so that's where it's still good to have, as you pointed out. It's still good against the Storm Spirit, etc. But it definitely does not seem like a complete game changer by any means.
They might just push this tier 2 top. Doom has BKB, Storm has BKB. They have a nice timing, but they're fine just farming, and they are up another K. I'm worried if you keep doing this, Troll will eventually catch up.
Yeah,
Might
so
take a little bit, but he will.
I was gonna say you do continue to sound concerned about that Troll. It does have great synergy with the Lina, of course, as far as that battle trance and what Lina can do with it.
28 minutes, Sanj and Yasha. I guess if they do want to fight early, you get that instead of something like a Manta anyways, but
yeah,
still, it's very, very late, Sanj and Yasha.
As always, an important level for Lina. Level 20 gets that buffed up
Fiery Soul
talent there.
One of the best level 20 talents in the game.
What is the other level? I don't even know what the other level 20 because it's like no one even
cares.
remotely thinks about it.
There's no reason.
It's like
ignorance is bliss.
Might as well be
yeah.
invisible. Like doesn't matter what there's. They're gonna LGD. We've seen this throughout this whole game. It feels like they've really just been controlling the Radiant jungle for the most part. And they're gonna engage here. Ball lightning going in. Who do they jump? It looks like the core kit is applied to the Earthshaker off the bat. The Doom is up as well on the Omni Knight. So Omni Knight's gonna fall after the fact most likely. And Somnus will finish the job. That's 2 for nothing, just like that. And it could be more. Buyback on a Rasta, so they did lose him, but no one's now in trouble. He's running away. The Inferno Blade auto attack will keep him nearby if anything. And no one will also fall. Ame is indeed unstoppable. No buybacks for VIRTUS Pro at all.
Yeah, that's a 70-second death for the Lina. I love Nova just buys back. He's like, whatever. I'm a Shadow Shaman. It's cheap right now. We don't need him to push, but we're not the best building hitters.
Yeah.
And those wards are, well,
he's the best one for the team, really.
So he's gonna run on in.
Backdoor's up, but there you go. Goes down.
Arcane Rune too. He found an Arcane Rune on the way down.
Yeah, why not? Casual Arcane Rune. This is big. I mean, this is at least Rax, right? Like, VIRTUS Pro cannot defend this. In fact, you see Troll top lane.
They can try, for sure. You have level 12 Earthshaker, but I'm pretty sure this goes down quick.
Do you give up a second? You can't give up a second. I mean, 35 seconds though for Lina. There comes Earthshaker. Roger, the Echo Slam. It was not the prettiest though. In the backlines, he's going to go for the solo kill on his solo playing that Rubik. Dark backed, and yes, indeed, he will finish the job. And now, back over here, Guardian Angel is going to be used. That's going to be a big savior for now. You see Ame, he's just stacking Essence Shift charges at this point as Ramses gets very low. The BKB committed. Will he go down? It looks like in the Dark back, if anything, to finish the job. Double kill coming out. They're going to take out the Omni Knight as well. And LGD just might be doing it. They're going cutthroat. GG, well played.
They just went a few. I love that. We saw in the jungle, they actually ran from a fight like 3 minutes ago from VP because they saw that the initiations were coming. And then when VP was retreating, they pick up the Omni and the Earthshaker, who were together anyways. That was just LGD, man. After those last 2 group stage days from VP, I said it. I was like, I don't know if anyone can beat him if they're in their prime. And LGD, I mean, in their prime, guess what? They look super good, man. That Storm pick, I was right. You give him a swaggy hero middle.
Yeah.
And even though he gets beat, it seems like that, right? Sumail, then him. You lose on middle Storm, but guess what? You come back because Ame does such a good job.
How about that Slark, man? This is yet another impressive Slark performance. In this case, in the hands of Ame. This hero's here to stay, it feels like, for a little bit. It's clear.
He does. And he just farms up. They do the thing. They don't pressure Ame, right? They put all their eggs into let's stop the Somnus basket. Yeah. But he's on a Storm, and then Ame farms, and then they try to kill him, and then Somnus farms, and then, well, they take over your entire jungle for half the game, and you're losing.
VIRTUS Pro, they're still in it, of course. Now going to go down to the lower bracket, and really important because it is a best of 1, remember. The first 2 lower bracket matches are best of 1, so we had those earlier today.
They play Mineski. I did look up before this, so the loser of this does play Mineski. So it's going to be a VP Mineski best of 1 for DPC points. And Mineski, I think, almost qualifies if they get 4th place at this tournament.
Guys, this tournament just got extra crazy if it wasn't crazy enough. Pano, what do you guys think?
2 out of 2 as far as LGD are concerned, and that starts to become a pattern, doesn't it? Congratulations to them. They reach yet another upper bracket final. They've guaranteed themselves more DPC points. Very important because they're in 8th right now in the DPC. So the more points they can get here, the much better position they will find themselves at the end of this, with just 4 tournaments to go. As for VIRTUS Pro, however, on home soil, will now have to fight their way through the lower bracket. And as the boys said on the commentary desk, they will face Mineski in the lower bracket in a best of 1 to stay alive. Incredible. Gents, Kyle? You called it.
I mean, it just comes down to what I only can conceptualize as the stack, right? From like trading card games. So, Dota draft, I pick this, you pick this, it beats it, etc., etc. You keep climbing the ladder. the team that's won every game, and it goes all the way back even to DAC, is the team that has the top of the stack. You can't beat it. There's no answer to Slark in this game.
Right.
Lina functions in some way. You can kill the Slark, but you never can reliably win the game, and he can always be saved into immediate survival. Whole game. And you just counter both of the VP cores. At a certain point, I don't know how you win. If it's an even game of 20 minutes, LGD wins.
That was with a fantastic Gnome performance in the mid lane. They got off to such a good start, punishing, bullying the Somnus Storm Spirit, but like you say, it wasn't all about the Storm. It's the Slark who's actually the bigger problem this game.
They also have the Doom. I mean, you saw that initiation on Doom later in the game. Like, he dooms the Omni, you Orchid the Earthshaker. If you take out these two, the Combo Breaker and the Save, if they're down, you can't fight anymore if you're VP.
Yeah, they had an answer to everything. You know, they first two picked the Doom in response to Omni, the Storm against the Shaker. Those are kind of the two X-Factor heroes on VP's side, and well, they're both getting kind of deleted from these fights most of the time.
Yeah, and it was kind of what we were saying. They needed to snowball this game, VP, if they were gonna win. If they were even 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I don't know how to win. And this Omni didn't do anything this game. It was completely useless. I didn't see any impact. He couldn't pressure the lane at all, and then he was just running around doing nothing. Because LGD recognized, their winning condition. Just delay the game a little bit. Don't fight into this stuff, and then we won.
LGD, or rather, Roger's playing a Shaker this game. That hero doesn't lane well. He's trying to rotate, he can secure the lane, but I've pointed this out the last time we saw a Shaker with an ineffective offlaner. You want to pick it with heavy wave clear, something that just kind of plants himself at the tower, an Underlord, right? When you have an Omni Knight, he wants to pressure this Slark. That's the only way you win the lane, but you can't with a Shaker. It's not possible, and he ends up getting crushed, and the Slark is a free game, and we all know Ame, he can be pressured, but when he gets a free game, he plays to the level of the competition.
Yeah, I think we kind of a little bit put Ame in this box where it's like he needs to play his hard farmers, his TPs, his Lunas, but he definitely showed he's a bit more than that as far as his play goes, and really impressive performance on the Slack this game. Definitely shines when he has those free games, but showing that he can do it on multiple heroes.
Yeah, good news for LGD and good news for Ame as well. What it also means, gents, is that we're once again deprived of the Liquid Virtus Pro upper bracket final, which we seem to have been trying to get for quite some time now, and it hasn't happened again.
Just happens that way, these upsets, we say upset here, but LG beat VP before. It's not a shock by any means.
They were the better team.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the big S in their name. It's not just regular esports.
Don't start, Kyle.
It's esports.
Don't start. You've seen the players. The players are ashamed of it. They've been folding their arms in front of all the pictures. They've been putting their jackets on for the intros. They don't want it either.
Not sure I agree, Red Eye.
Tell him, Henrik.
He's right.
Damn it. I mean, Ame's there. Just when you look for your friends for some support.
Ame's letting the sports come out, he's just crossing on the E. He's like, nah,
he's like, yeah, great performance by the LGD boys, and they will take their place in the top three. Again, we talk about DPC points. Liquid obviously already qualified for TI now, thanks to that win earlier on today. Virtus Pro already there as well. LGD, if they go all the way here again, even grand final, God forbid they win it again. If they win it, then they're already in TI. That's potentially 5 spots, pretty much sewn up.
And it's so interesting, but I think that we might already know 3 out of the top 4 teams at TI, right? Liquid, LGD, VP.
If they carry on like this.
Yeah, I don't see anything stopping them, but
I mean,
is there even a dark horse out there right now? Like Secret, yes, I'd say theoretically, but these 3 teams just look a step above everybody else.
They have done over the last month, haven't they? Yeah. For sure. Beyond that, tricky, isn't it? I mean, do you put Optic, EG, OG, those
VGJ
kind of teams?
Storm?
I mean, North American teams.
NA. What do you think about them?
Yeah, I mean, they have EG. They got RTC. He's good. He's pretty good, I guess.
Yeah.
Would you say he's top 10?
In NA, yeah.
A little bit overrated, maybe? No old memes. What it does mean, of course, is that we now have our matchups for the next rounds. OG will take on Fly to Moon. Maneski will take on Virtus Pro in that best of 1, and Liquid will play LGD. I'm not sure that's how we thought that would play out, is it?
LGD is not a bad team. We could definitely see them beating VP, I think. And tomorrow, VP against Mineski, that's pretty scary. I can easily see VP just losing there, and I think everyone could agree that VP, you could see them, everyone thought it would be top 3.
Yeah.
But I got a gut feeling that they're going to lose to Mineski, and I'm always right, so.
I also feel like the LGD took Liquid to 3 games and learned a lot from the series. 2 of the 3 games are picking Terrorblade, they've stopped picking it.
Yeah.
The LGD we saw there against VP is going to be a lot stronger when they go up against Liquid next time.
Yeah. There's your bracket right now. Confirmed with Liquid and LGD in the top half of the bracket as the last 2 in that upper bracket, and they will both finish, of course, top 3. At the bottom half, we've lost 2 teams, of course, today. We say commiserations to Pain Gaming, and perhaps a little bit more surprisingly, Team Secret, who finished 7th, 8th today, and we're left with just 6 in the mix. OG and Fly to Moon will take on each other in the lower bracket. That's also a best of 1, and VP, as you can see at the bottom of the bracket, will take on Mineski. It's just, I mean, all of those games are so good.
Yeah, it's kind of just be some deja vu for VP. Like, how unfortunate is it, Epicenter? They're playing a BO1 against the last major winner, and they get knocked out by the same team that they were in the previous one to the lower.
Would also mean as well, of course, that Mineski would have had to have gone through Secret and Virtus Pro in the lower bracket.
It's, I think for Mineski, it's this confidence building momentum that just keeps pushing them forward. You get that first win, then you just look at the next, and they're a scary team right now. They started the group stage pretty poorly, but they ended it with a couple wins in a row. So you gotta look at Mineski and think, this is no longer the team that we saw on day 1, day 2 of the groups.
No longer the vacation team.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Mineski's better for BO1s. VP has a very similar style. They tweak it throughout the series, but they learn. Mineski, they're going to prep just like they did for their series today.
But Virtus Pro are a good best of 1 team as well, right? They've got some stuff they can use. They've got the Brood. They could play a Meepo. They could throw some crazy stuff out there. They're capable of doing that too.
I think Morphling is something we have to keep in mind. It was banned in the first phase a couple of games today, but that's one to look for. I think the Luna could make an appearance, and it really could go either way. It'll depend on how VP recovers. They certainly have enough of a support staff here in Russia. They're traveling with a group of like 30 people, so I'm sure they can pull it together.
All right, well, thank you very much to all 3 of you. Thank you to all of our talent team today as well, our commentary teams and our previous analysts. Also, big shout out to Cat. Well done, mate, for making it here through a sprained ankle, no less. I tell you what it was, though. It's a little bit distracting seeing Cap sat to your left and you can see his shorts. Not a good look. Not a good way to end the day. However, the Dota has been fantastic, so thank you for tuning in on day 1 of the main event at Epicenter XL. We'll see you tomorrow for more lower bracket madness and, of course, the upper bracket final. We'll see you then.
Guys, be sure to be here tomorrow for more streams. Thank you.